What's up? Good morning, Falcon fans everywhere. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? I hope you guys are doing well. You are with the morning crew. It is Monday, October the 11th, and we are here after watching yesterday's. I don't know what that was, boys, but they call it a game. We are here this morning to talk it, summarize it, and I don't know, maybe take some medication for it. Either way, we are talking Falcons this morning. But as is customary, you know how we do it on this show. Let's cue the music. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Falcon fans everywhere within the sound of my voice. And those who are not within the sound of my voice, good morning, C Dub. Good morning, Ron. We are here to talk yesterday's game. And wow, just when I thought we couldn't do it again, we snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. What a shame. What a game. What's their name? Who's to blame? Let's talk about it. C Dub, Falcons versus Saint, November 10th, 2024 AD. Oh, man, let's talk about it.
It's November. I kind of got thrown off when you said October earlier. So let's talk about it. You know what? Shouts out to today's Veterans Day for all the veterans. We want to salute and say thank you. And then also, let's start with the good. Jack Spade and the One Time for the Fan. You know, y'all did the road crew and, going to New Orleans. You got to do the parade. Y'all showed more passion and more fire and more energy than the Falcons did the whole game. Unfortunately, the Falcons, just showed up at Bakehead and probably, had a couple of drinks before, but they just looked like they strolled in. So honestly, look, everybody was saying, Terry, you said it. Everyone said it. This game, New Orleans was going to play like it was their Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And my retort was, then you have to play it like a playoff. You win this game, you lock up your division. And here's the other thing. Every team lost that was ahead of you except for the Lions. Look, Lions are on a different plateau because you throw 5 interceptions, you're supposed to lose that game, but we're not talking about them. But let's talk about what happened, because if you would have won, you would have probably been able to, you would have definitely moved up over Pittsburgh. Or not Pittsburgh, but the Washington Commanders, that Ron calls them the Commodores. You got to, all the teams that were ahead of you. And now you're 6-4. You have Cardinals. See, I'm talking seeding. I'm talking where it's actually going to impact you. And you took this game lightly. And I believe, everyone's like, oh, cool. And by the way, when you miss 3 field goals, it's on the kicker. I'm tired of people going, oh, but think about what he's done. Think about what he's done for the first 5 years. Guys, I have a question. The 5 years Koo's been here, were we in the playoffs?
No,
No,
Did we win a championship? Because my brain's fuzzy. I got too much gray. I know.
we did not. We did
no.
not.
Okay. Okay. So who didn't win no titles for us? No divisions, nothing like that. He
No.
can be replaced. I'm sorry. And also, he's got a nice little contract, and you release him. Guess what? You don't, que sera, sera. Now, I know we don't like, I've learned Falcon fans don't like change. They don't like competition. They want everything the same. But here's the problem when the guy is messing up, and now we read about this dance thing where he's tinkered, where before he was making, now he's not. I'm sorry. That usually is not a good thing to hear. So, look, I thought the game, watching it, I thought the offense, I thought Zach Robinson did himself a disservice. You had running backs that were getting the game going. The
Hmm.
Saints can't stop the run. And yet you would stop midfield. It's almost like he wanted to prove Kurt could throw the ball and throw touchdowns on the Saints. And I'm going, I don't care how you win, just win. And Jimmy Lake, first half, Jimmy Lake can't be fined. Second half, people think Jimmy Lake made all these adjustments. The question now really isn't that. It's more who's really making the adjustments. Is it Raw or is it Jerry Gray? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't think it is Jimmy. I think Jimmy's not. I think he's over his head on this one. And look, it's just this game sucked. So I'll throw it to Ron. I don't want to keep yapping.
This they showed me they still cannot get to the quarterback. It go back to trade deadline. Some rumors said we were trying to get the pass rusher from the Giants. And some rumors said we were not going to go after nobody. But the way we played, we still cannot get to the quarterback. David Carver out there talking to the wife on the phone. Yeah, you want lobster for dinner? Oh, by the way, how the kids know? Oh, yeah? Little Timmy tying his shoes right now? Oh, yeah?
Mm.
Oh, they're eating bologna sandwich. That's how long he had in the pocket.
Mm.
Oh, yeah? Oh, really?
And bologna sandwich sounds pretty good.
How my mother-in-law doing? Oh, yeah? She want the kids tonight? Where's the defense? Anybody seen the defense line? Oh, yeah? Oh, my bad. He could not find our defensive line, so the pocket was wide open.
Well, to be fair, not to cut you off, they did have some hurries. They did force him to throw the ball away. They did. As a matter of fact, I think they got a penalty for
Yeah, they did.
counting for
Yeah.
intentional counting. So that they did make an impact. No, I don't think they did get a sack. So you're right
No.
about that. But they
So,
make an impact. Go ahead.
right,
Go ahead.
I've been saying it for years
Mm-hmm.
and years and years and years and years. I want to ask y'all a question.
Okay.
Do any NFL team scared? No, do y'all think any quarterback in the NFL scared of our defensive line?
No.
Right now, probably not. I'm gonna be honest with you. The defense. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. The defense yesterday was not. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad, and it is not the object of my ire at this point. It was not. I mean, let's go to the numbers, right? So, if we take a look Give me one sec. Let me get me together here.
Mm.
And we can, let's see. All right, so
I'm
if
here. I just had to get some water.
that's all good. If we take a look at this, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Falcons outgained the Saints 468 to 365. We run
Mm-hmm.
damn near 200 yards. We threw it
Mm-hmm.
damn near 300, right? We
Mm-hmm.
we outgained them 468 to 365.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So say what you want. We won that. They didn't even rush for 100 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
They passed it for 269, which is a little bit over, but it's not that egregious, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we look at the points by score, they scored 17 in the second quarter. We scored 7. We scored
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
third quarter. They scored 3 in the entire half.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're looking at this thing by the numbers, the defense was not putrid. Could they have been better? Sure, sure. You want to make the argument that Marquez Valdez Scandling gone off like that? Okay, I mean I'll give you that. Two of his long plays probably accounted for the 269 in passing yards.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, not just that, but he burnt AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, and Justice Simmons in one play.
Yeah,
Right.
You're,
I
you're,
don't.
you're,
I think that was a miscommunication, either a miscommunication or somebody slipped, or I don't know. Those things happen. But the elephant in the room, right? The obvious
mm-hmm.
villain of yesterday's game is not the defense,
Mm-hmm.
and while the offense certainly was not great, um, it's not them either.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday just the performance was just not cool. You know what I mean? See what I did there?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see. I see there.
I see
Uh,
that.
no,
Special teams wasn't so special.
no. I mean, guys, you're talking 3 field goals.
Yeah.
Three
One guy
field.
got blocked,
Well,
and two, yeah.
it got blocked because the trajectory was too low,
Yes, yes. I
right?
agree.
So
Yes.
you're talking 3 field goals, and at this point, I think I was talking with some folks in another chat, and they said I think in the past 6 games, Koo is 8 for 15 in field,
Yes.
which is just it's unacceptable. I think there is something going on with his delivery, and we talked about this last night. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think there's a change that he made. There is something going on with his delivery. And look at, you know, those of you who don't play sports, you and again, I'm not trying to condescend. You may not understand what I mean when I say delivery, right? But everything has a process.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Or for example, if you're playing baseball and you got .5 seconds to ascertain what this pitch is coming at you, but once you do, look, some people rear back, some people don't. You got to
Mm-hmm.
swing and meet that ball. You got to be on time with your
Mm-hmm.
delivery. You got to not dip your shoulder at a certain point. You got to make sure your hips remain in place. You got to keep your head on the ball, and when you hit it, you got to have lift, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I mean, like the process or the deliver. When you're a kicker, and I've never been a kicker before, but what I am going to do or try to do by Friday is to have a kicker on the show to kind of take us through what that delivery is. But I
Mm-hmm.
say all that to say something in his delivery is off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, I believe
Well,
last. Go ahead.
okay.
No. Go
No,
ahead.
well, it goes to like how, remember how Tiger Woods would do the same in golf or with his swing. He would
Right.
always try to work on his swing.
Right.
Now, look, can I say this? Last week against the Cowboys, we they had all the yards, they had all the time of possession, but we won the game. Well,
Right.
now it's flipped, and we lost the game. Look, who is definitely the number one person to look at in this game. And people making excuses for him. saying he shouldn't be cut, he shouldn't have competition. I want to smack those people. But now here's the other thing. We have to call out Raheem because here's why. This game was their Super Bowl, and did they not look like they were playing to win this game? The Saints.
Yeah.
They did.
All
Yeah.
right.
They did.
And then why on earth do you Raheem, by the way, who goes for it, and we are leading, we are like, I think, fourth in the league in fourth down conversions, by the way, was like 73%.
Mm-hmm.
So why on earth? It's a 4-3. Why didn't you go for it? They can't stop the run. When you run the ball, it's like a sieve. All right. And not only that, Bijan, guys, was Bijan not spectacular?
Yes, he was
Especially
cooking.
that run. You know,
He's
that's
on-
why I was like, yeah, Bijan looked amazing, especially on that run. Okay, so he's got some family stuff going on. All right. But my thing is this. I blame Raheem because I said you have to come into this game like a playoff position. You have to look at it. You have to match this intensity. You can't match the Super Bowl, but man, with this team, you should have matched it with the playoff intensity. You did it. This team came out flat. This team looked like they did not want to be there.
Well,
And then, offense and defense looked like they were sleepwalking. So it's not just defense. Jimmy. Now, the reason why we're getting on Jimmy Lake is you had MVS, Mr. Scantling, who's been MIA on the milk carton. And I'm sorry, guys, I forgot my milk cartons. But he's been on the milk carton. Well, all of a sudden, 3 catches, and he had 107 yards receiving.
Yeah.
And toasted our 3 best players. And I'm sorry, that's on tape, and people saw Terrell, Simmons, and Bates all doing the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other, going, "What happened?"
Yeah,
Ron told me.
I think that was a miscommunication.
It was.
Yeah.
But I mean, and look, but in that second play where what was it? Where Derek Carr threw the touchdown to him, and it was like a few yards, but the thing was, AJ was on him, trailing him, and it's like, so what I'm saying is, I have to look at the coach and say, this is on you. Your team was flat. And you know what's crazy? We still could have won this game. Take the field goals. Yeah, we could have kicked and won the game. But if you just ran the ball.
Yeah.
And I got to also look at Robinson. It's like everybody's getting smoked with me. But go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm good. So back to this. Got this from Joe Patrick yesterday from X or Twitter, as some of you still refer to it. Talked to Younghoe Koo today about the evolution of his kicking technique and approach angle. Koo, who always plays a lot of golf and uses the golf analogies as it relates to kicking, likened his current approach to swinging a wedge versus the more traditional way behind being like a 3-wood. The traditional run-up allows kickers to create more rotational force and thus more power into the ball, just like a golf club that is longer and swung from a shallower angle. But Koo found his directional distribution to be much tighter with a straighter run-up, which he admits is probably the most extreme in the league. He also said he sacrifices some power by doing this, but figures that a 60-yard range indoors is good enough for what the team needs. And to add to this point, Koo has indeed worked with Carney a bit during off seasons, but said that this reworking was self-taught and came down to his reverse engineering from the point of contact and finding a way to make that 12-inch motion through the ball that is consistent as possible. So what he's saying is, or what I gather from that is, he's running up faster, right, to get it to get a tighter rotation, right? Meaning, when I see that, what's supposed to happen is it should move less, right, and be straighter to the middle, but that's not what's happening. And again, guys, I'm not a kicker. We're just talking through the science of it, but at this point right now, looking at Koo, it looks like he has no idea where it's going once he left. He has no idea where it's going.
No, he doesn't.
Yes. So at this point, Koo is going to have to go back to his kicking coach, Kami, Carmi, whoever this is, and they're going to have to rediscover that kick and get back to basics. Right now,
Yeah.
he's saying that again. Look, I'm not a kicker, but Ron, you and I were at the. I'm sorry, C Dub, you and I were at the content creator uh,
Mm-hmm.
get together months ago in the preseason, and I said then something is off with his delivery.
Yeah, you said it, and I was like looking at you, going, he doesn't look comfortable.
Right. So,
And and we were seeing what was, and it wasn't just one kick he missed. I remember that game. He missed more. He missed like two.
he missed two in that game. Correct.
Yeah, and we're just like going, and then everybody going, guys, he's just getting all these misses out of his system. He'll be straight by the season starts. Terry, this is the problem with, I got to go with here with Falcon fans and actually some Falcon media. They're okay with this. They're like, guys, let's give him a couple of games, But look, when you're playing for the playoffs, guys, how many losses can you really take when it comes to seeding?
Not that many.
None like this. None like
Yeah,
because look, if he makes those field goals, the game's over.
yeah.
He missed
I mean,
three.
you're calling the game. You're calling the game different. You're probably running the ball out more likely. You're with those field goal with the 6-point lead or with the
But
3-point lead. Let's even go there. Let's just give them that block.
but
Yeah.
it go back to our offense don't need to depend on our kicker. Did that make sense? I mean,
It does. Yeah. I understand.
Coach Cousins and Raheem Morris and Zach Robertson, our OC, got to get touchdowns. We gotta get them. Because now you see you cannot depend on our kicker. So you don't got no choice now but to get touchdowns. To use all your weapons.
Yeah.
Where was Kyle Pitts at yesterday?
He had that great catch. Unfortunately, it was just one.
That was a great catch. That was a great catch.
So you got to use all your weapons now. And that been our fault for the longest since Cool been with us. I used to be, Matt Ryan don't get no touchdown. Cool will kick the field goal and we go home. Now, Coach Cousins, you can't get no touchdowns. We depend on Cool yesterday. Cool missed 3 or 4 of them. We lost. That's our problem. We depend on Cool too much. If we get touchdowns.
Well, it's not. Whoa, Ron.
CW, you there?
No, Ron. Yeah, Ron. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, in a game like this, you got to take every point that's out there. Right. So if we get field goals, if we get a chance, I like that 3-bar one. Anyway, sorry. If we get the field goals, if we get those field goals, what you do is your coaching style is a little changed. Now you actually aren't so pressed to throw the ball for some reason. And it was like as soon as we cross the 50 or the 40, we stopped running and would throw the ball. And it's like, no, you're gashing them. Like the last or the drive before last, we were getting a first down average, a pop between Algier and Bijan. Bijan was having one of those games. And again, and even Algier could have. He had like almost 60 yards again with the limited carries. And I'm just going, dear Lord, run the ball. This is what they can't stop it. And that's what I'm saying. It's just this offense. I don't get it. They don't feed hot hands. Bijan and Pitts were wide open quite a few times. and Kurt was forcing it to London or Mooney. Mooney had a great game, but it's not about trying to get Mooney stats. We got to get the W.
Right.
Yeah, there were a couple of instances where I'm seeing Kirk. I don't want to say force it, but throw it into Mooney, and it didn't look like there was that much separation. Now to that extent, I don't know who else was open, right? So I really got to go back and watch that game. It's kind of hard when you're watching it for the first time. You can't really go back. You can't rewind. You can't. It kind of limits you in what you can
Right.
do.
Right.
But I would agree. There were a couple of times yesterday he went to Mooney and he probably shouldn't have. Right? Probably could have gone to some other avenues. And let's be real, the Saints are a physical defense team, so you got to be able to get off the ball. You got to be able to. To me, I don't know that we ran that many drags or that many man beaters. You know, when you got somebody that's specific in specifically in man for the
Mm-hmm.
majority of the time, you probably want man beaters,
But
slants, you know,
right. But
drag where, or moving somebody in motion and moving them across the field, putting the cornerback at a disadvantage. There are certain routes that are just better man beaters. And again, now with that being said, I do have to go back and watch. I have to go back and review it. I can admit that. But there were a couple of instances where I'm like, why is he throwing to him here? It's not there, right? It's not.
right.
Why is he throwing him here? It's not there. Why is he throwing to Mooney? It didn't look like it was there,
Right.
right? And so in that vein, I agree. I agree with what C Dub is saying. Um,
Yeah.
our
Well,
offense is not connected yesterday. We were
But
not. We were flat. We were.
but
Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
once again, it seemed like to me the Saints play with attitude, and we didn't. It like the Saints brought in their attitude that we finna kick y'all tail and we gonna bully y'all and ain't nothing for y'all to do about it. To me, that's what I got from the game yesterday. They came into that game. You just see on the sideline how hype they was on the sideline. We were not hype. We ain't step up to the plate. We ain't match that attitude. You go back to Raheem. Raheem, you supposed bring the team together. Where was the attitude?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they didn't come out with a sense of urgency. They really didn't. They did not come out with a sense of urgency. I can say that. And look, if there were a lot of games yesterday where you could say a lot of teams came out flat. The Chiefs
Right,
barely got by.
right,
against the Broncos.
Right, barely got. And the Broncos have a defense. And look, at the Broncos they're gonna stand up and surprise somebody. They're
right,
they're not the pushovers that people thought they were at the beginning of the league. Detroit definitely had a rabbit's foot in their belongings when they went to visit Houston.
right.
You,
Houston.
you throw 5 picks, you're supposed to lose. We got one of my best buds here, one of my best friends. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Greg Laney checking in as I start my workday. Love hearing y'all's perspectives. Appreciate you, G Money. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But there there were a lot of games yesterday where they folks just came out flat. It
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
it was just one of those days. And again, on any given Sunday, any team can beat you. And guys, you know, we work together on this show. We talk about a lot of predictions and pitfalls, and I'm always conservative because on any given Sunday this can happen. I think I called probably about 4 or 5 games that were trap games, and this one came up to be true. And you'd think that playing your rival, that you should have all of the intensity that you need. That Falcons Saints is enough to bring out the dog in all of us. Falcons Saints should be enough to have everybody good to go, but we literally came out flat yesterday.
Right.
Yeah,
And
and there's no excuse. I'm sorry.
no, it wasn't. And then there's an element of, okay, they have a new head coach, right?
Right.
Um, and so we didn't know what their first 15 plays were going to be, which you never know, but you really couldn't prepare because you hadn't seen this guy call a game. So you didn't know what to expect. And what I will say, and C Dub, you, myself, and Ron were talking about this off camera. There seems to be, I don't want to say controversy, but are we at the point now to where we need to wonder, okay, who's really calling these plays? Because we go into halftime and we make adjustments, and that's great. Look, we are a top 8, top 7 second half team as far as defense is concerned.
Right.
And we probably went up a couple of notches yesterday because we only gave up 3 points in the second half. So we are from a defensive perspective, we are a great, not good, a great second half teams as far as adjustments are concerned. But the in game, in half adjustments just don't seem to be there.
Right.
There's
Um,
there's some doubt or I shouldn't say doubt. There is a suggestion out there that maybe this is Raw or Jimmy Gray's adjustments. And wait, is it Jimmy Gray? I know Jimmy Lake. Who's the assistant?
Jerry Gray.
Maybe it's Raheem's or Jerry Gray's
Mhm.
adjustments, and Jimmy's just along for the ride. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know their internal dynamic, but guys, I'm gonna throw it out to the floor, out to the panel. See that? Well, Ron, let's start with you. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that the reason that the adjustments only come at halftime, do you feel that is because Raheem and or Jerry Gray make them and not Jimmy
Yeah.
Lake? Tell me how you feel about that.
I feel like if Jimmy Lake got to get somebody else to make adjustments, he don't need to be the defensive coordinator.
But do you feel like that's what's going on?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like he don't know what he's doing in the first half. Raheem or Mr. Gray got to tell him, hey, you need to do this, this, this.
Mm-hmm.
But as a defensive coordinator, you should already have known what to do in the first half.
Right. And again, guys, this is hearsay. That we don't
Right.
have facts or factual accounts of this, but
Right.
just looking outside in. Go ahead, Ron.
Right. But as a defensive coordinator, yes, I know this was a new head coach.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. You did not know what he's going to do in the first half.
Right.
We get it.
Right.
But nobody should have told you, hey dog, it's time to do something else. You see what I'm saying? You should already have known, hey, I might need to change up. Or I might need to go give the defensive coordinator job to Gray, who deserve it. In my opinion. That's what I'm looking at. In the second half, you just said how many points we got in the second half. How many gave up?
Mm-hmm.
Terry.
Yeah.
How many?
3. Gave up 3.
Okay. Yes, we doing good in the second half. But what about the first half? So every game this year from now on, we're gonna get TKO in the first half and come back in the second half and try and clean it up. No, you can't be a one half team like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. I get it. And you are, that's just not a way to, that's,
Right.
that's a tough way to live.
Right.
That's
and we finna play Sean Payton in Denver.
Yeah.
I can't stand Sean Payton, but I give him his props. He is a good OC. He is.
Yeah. And he's got a great defense.
Right. A top 10 defense.
Yeah.
Well, maybe top 5.
Yeah.
More like number 2.
Right. You gotta be on your P's and Q's.
So the chart that we're looking at is best second half points per game. And the Falcons are still top 10. The Falcons typically give up 9.1 points in the second half, which is right up there with Detroit. So again, there are 32 teams in the league. The Falcons are a pretty damn good second half defensive team. And that's why you can't just go in there and be like, Jimmy Lake, because look it, they're only giving up 10 points. If you don't score in that first half, typically you're not going to score more than 10 in the second half. And that's been in every game. Even in that Seattle game, the offense gave up a fumble for a score. The defense only gave up 10 points in that one, right? For all of us who are like, they don't get any sacks, look, in 10 games this year, we are number 10 as far as 30 teams in second half adjustments. I don't think Jimmy Lake is going anywhere. Now, look, we right now, if I'm Raheem, we need to do 2 things. One, and again, I don't know this to be true. So when I say this, understand there's a degree of speculation, right? But in my mind's eye, it wouldn't hurt maybe to bring in a Steve Wilkes or as a consultant. I think Robert Saleh went somewhere else, but maybe some sort of defense guru.
Right. Robert Saleh went to Green Bay.
Yeah, he did. That you can work with specifically just for game planning, specifically just for looking at what a team does well, looking at what your team does well, and let's say, hey, we're going to do this, right? Because it seems like we go in. It's almost like we go in and in the first half they get our base defense, right? They regular cover 2, cover 3 shell, whatever that is. And then in the second half, we go in and we're like, oh boy, all right, you guys ready? Let's go. We're gonna make our adjustments.
No,
the bastards aren't gonna score another point. And that's all well and good, right?
Right.
But to me, it seems like in the first half, if we could just cut it by 1 touchdown, we'd be okay. Because you know what? Every Sunday, your offense is not going to click like that. You'd love it to be, right? This is an offensive team. This is an offensive team. Are they the 2016 Falcons? I don't know about that, right?
No, they're not.
And
they're not. They're not.
The 2016 Falcons really started murdering people. I mean, murdering people around week 10, week 11. So where it turned on that game, it was over by the first half.
What happened? What happened at that time? Dan Quinn pulled his defensive coordinator and basically took over defensive duties.
Yeah, I think he did that around week 8. And it's
after the KC game, he did it. He did it after the KC game.
Ron, what you got?
I wanted to ask y'all, and you just said something. We need to bring in somebody. Now, I know we've been playing against this man. He's not no good head coach, but he is a better defensive coordinator, in my opinion. and he got experience. That the key word here, experience.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Allen.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
I think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Dennis Allen, but you've already had Steve Wilkes in for a couple of practices. I
I
don't
would
know.
rather have Steve Wilkes than I would Dennis Allen
I mean,
because at least
I
Steve
just
Wilkes
said,
looks like he could beat up Jimmy Lake.
right. I just saying he is a solid defensive coordinator. He better than anything we got right now.
I,
I
hey,
wouldn't want him.
you,
And
mm-hmm.
he know how to beat Sean Payton. He do know how to do that.
That's interesting.
Huh?
That's interesting.
No, he don't. He got his ass
He
whooped by
know.
him.
Wait a minute. I know they just got beat to sleep a while back. I know that. He know what Sean Payton like to do too.
Yeah, he knows tendencies. I'll give you that. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience and everyone around, we have a Ladarius sighting this morning. Our fourth co-host with the most, that dude who calls himself the prosecutor. We got Ladarius. Ladarius, how you doing this morning?
Good. What an introduction? Question mark. Is this the question mark? Question mark. No pause. Question marks.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Deke Ruffin, we got in the chat this morning. Deke, how you doing, man? How you doing, Deke? Hopefully you're doing well, man. We're just talking Falcons this morning. So, Ladarius, right now, the conversation, scuttlebutt, office cooler talk is the adjustments when the Falcons are playing, right? Specifically defensively, the adjustments that we make at halftime are great because typically we hold them to 9 points in the second half. Yesterday we held them to 3, but there was rumor, innuendo, scuttlebutt, whatever the office gossip is, that basically suggested that, you know what, maybe it's not Jimmy Lake that's making the second half adjustments. Maybe it's Raheem or Jerry Gray. And should we look at maybe someone helping Jimmy Lake out as far as the game plan, maybe some sort of consultant? So we'll let you throw your hat in there. What do you think, buddy? We also got Chris A1. What up, guys? What up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Hopefully all is well. What up, Deke? I'm good, brother. Got to get back on track. All right. So Ladarius, give us your thoughts on that specifically. Like,
Sure. Well, good morning, fellas. First and
good morning.
foremost, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Here's the thing. I can see where Jimmy Lake's not making the adjustments because that part I can go, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But here's the reality. And I heard the name Steve Wilkes, which to me makes a lot of sense because because if you look at if you take away what happened at Arizona, listen, I don't think he should have been fired after one season in Arizona.
Amen.
But at that point, Arizona
Yeah.
was not a great franchise,
Right.
and he was just the victim of, pointing the finger at somebody, and you can't fire players, but you can fire coaches.
Right.
So, but I think it's interesting that listen, I'm not saying replace Jimmy as defensive coordinator. I just think you need more eyes and ears in that room because while we are top 10 in the league in fewest second half points allowed per game, here's the issue. It's the first half is the issue.
Yeah. Hey, give me 1 second, not to cut you off. Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, StreamYard is having an issue with Facebook entries in shows this morning. So you can see where it says Facebook user. This person actually has a name and a tag. It's just that StreamYard in this morning. So if you're watching this on Facebook, feel free to join into the chat, but you'll be presented as Facebook user until they figure it out. And guys, I apologize again. This is a StreamYard thing. So to whoever said top of the morning, fam, hey, top of the morning to you. This isn't something that's going on with my show specifically. This is StreamYard round. So just wanted to call your attention to that. Ladarius, apologize for interrupting you. Go right ahead, sir.
Jimmy Lake interrupted me. I'm not surprised at all.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
No, me either. Oh, don't worry. He's still defending them.
Oh, he's starting early. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Stand by your man.
Until the world you love him? Question mark.
Okay. Pause. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. Okay, all this pause. All that, what's that upbringing or uptowning or whatever you had said? Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah, is that what we're
big up?
I don't
big
even.
Up and yeah,
a big
up
up.
in Jimmy Lake this morning is not great. You know, but anyway.
Okay.
But like I said, not to take too much away of the time here. But what I will say is this: I think you need more eyes and ears. And here's the situation. If you look at the stats, we beat them in
every
statistical category.
Yes.
So it's what's not on the sheet, and that's the big plays. And those big plays, those big touchdown passes to those big plays to Martez Valdez-Scantling, those don't show up on the stat sheet as per se. They show up on the as number, but they don't show up as the impact. And that's what happened. It was two big plays,
right,
from MVS, and it's concerning. But what I will say, when you have a staff that's Raheem Morris, great defensive guy, Jerry Gray, veteran guy. Remember him? He was back in Buffalo, I believe. So I know he's he's very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think he's with Green Bay as well. So he brings the defensive experience. The problem is that if he's not making the changes, I think it's very concerning. Because if it's Raheem or Jerry making the changes, then that says more to me about Jimmy Lake than anything. Because I don't have an issue with, like, great, we didn't give up a lot of points in the second half. Great. But the fact of the matter is these are the things we got to start to have questions about. Because at the end of the day, I think I was talking to C-Dub or something, I think, and we and simply talked about, look, we can't be in the conversation of be like, great, we're still leading the division, but for how, this was a game that you win it and you breathe easier if you win it.
Yeah, if you win it, you're sitting on cloud nine this morning because you got a 3-game lead, right? Yeah. Now the good news is Tampa Bay lost yesterday, so you're still up collectively by 2 games, I think.
So yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm good. I like I said, I don't want to interrupt the flow of the show. So
no, hey, brother, you are a part of the show, so you got something to say. Hey, let's get it off your chest, buddy. It's all good.
Jimmy Lake,
all right. I got it. You don't open the can now. All right.
No. Go ahead, C-Dub. Go ahead.
No. So Terry, I love you, but you're in a bad relationship with Jimmy Lake because you keep defending him. All right.
Myself out. My case has already been made.
Yeah, I know it is. And not just that. He keeps going. We only had 3 points.
Right.
Yeah, but 1 win of ours was because a guy dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That was Saquon Barkley. This game, the Saints tried to help us because Kamara couldn't catch all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he would have had a touchdown. And that would have went from 3 to 10. And it would have taken us out of our misery. But also, so look, what we're saying is this. There's no pass rush. There is no resistance. When you're seeing this team play defense, it is an insult because you see these guys get whatever they want. All right? Bread don't break, I get. But you take something away from them. You take an element from them. We don't take nothing away. We're telling our safeties to play back. We're playing our corners back. And they're not able to engage. The guy, and by the time they get there, the quarterback's already thrown the ball. They catch it. They get their picnic basket, eat their lunch as they're running. What I'm saying here, is there help? Yes. Why? Because Raheem's helping his homeboy. He's helping out Jimmy Lake. And look, you can be friends all you want, but if you're trying to win and you want to get in the playoffs and you telling people we're not going to be the same, okay, well, what you're doing and losing games like this, tell me we're going to be the same. I'm telling you right now, I don't think we have a chance in Denver. I don't trust this team against that pass rush. I can't I can't expect anything from this defense to make any plays against the Denver offense, which has a rookie quarterback. Because I see Ebiketie lose Catane all the time. I see Judon playing the pass all the time. It's crazy. And at this point, everyone wants to go, well, he's not doing his job. He's not. Sorry, guys. I don't think Raheem's doing his job. Because honestly, when you go get a coaching staff, where are the experienced coaches to help you when you're in a situation like this? He has none. He's depending on rookies. And I'm going here. Look, with great responsibility comes great power. We all see Spider-Man. Well, here's the funny part. When it comes and shines out and you're looking at your team, who's in charge? Raheem wants to keep always going, oh, I still believe in Koo. Well, I believe in this pass rush. Well, you know what? Do you believe in Santa Claus too? Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? Because let me tell you something, that ain't real. All right? Hate to break it to you. Because right now, it's like this. Raw is a mixture of Dan Quinn being all positive, but also a mixture of Arthur Smith. And no one wants to they don't want to push him because they love Raw. They see his smile. He makes you feel good. But look, eventually you got to call a spade a spade. So and that's just how I feel, man. I'm hearing all this stuff, and it's like, I get it. You know, it's like, well, it's not, but we still lost this game.
Mm.
And your kicker still cost you 9 points. You made the decision. Hold on. After one got blocked in the kicker's face, you made the decision. Yeah, Koo, go for it again. When it's 4th and 3, when you have a history of going for it and making the stuff go happen, you can convert the 4th down. And yet he misses it, and now he missed 3.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm saying you got to look at Raheem. You got to give him blame on this. He does not go scot-free on this. He's the reason you lost this game. The Seattle game and this game will come back, because if that's the effort you show up with in the playoffs, you will lose. No doubt about it. And when you play these playoff teams, look, you saw the Lions come back from 5 interceptions thrown by their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Texans, who we think are a good team, right?
Yes.
Texans are a very good team.
Okay, so here's my question. They could do that. What do you think they're going to do to us if we played them?
You know what? I'm going to be honest, and give me 1 sec, Ron. I just want to respond. We don't know what they're going to do because, in fairness, look, the margin for error is so small in the NFL. And honestly, if we play the Lions to beat them, we're going to have to play a perfect game. We're going to have something we haven't done all year, which is play a complete game. We're going to have to play a perfect game. Now, we can debate the merits of whether they will or whether they won't another time. We don't know. But what I do know is a couple things. Number one, when I said we were up by 2, I misspoke. We're up by 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have
with the tiebreaker.
With the tiebreaker. So it could have been 4 yesterday, but the good news is they lost. We're still up by 3. We are up by 4 on the Saints because we split, and we still got to play the Panthers. But where it counts, we are up by 3 on the Buccaneers. Now, take care of business going forward. A couple of things we need to do, and I guess where I can agree with you, C-Dub, is we definitely need to look at maybe having a better game plan going into these games, and whether that is the process of game plan selection, whether that is consulting maybe a Steve Wilks or bringing on an extra source, as Jimmy Lake is a first-time NFL defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And you could make the argument that maybe we need consultation for some of these offensive game plans going in. Well, one thing our team does, they do a pretty good job of in-game adjustments at halftime, both offense and defensively, specifically defensively. But maybe you can take a look at that process and say, how can we be better in that first half going in? And not that we're terrible. It's not like we're giving up 30 points in the first half. We typically give up 17 to 20, and usually between 10 and 17 in the first half, and between 9 in the second half. So, again, it's not like these performances right now are fireable, because you can look to the second half and say, look, we're top 10 in the league, so we definitely make good in-game adjustments. For me, it's about improving the process of preparation and game planning in the first half going into these performances. And now I'm going to be quiet. Ron, you had something to say. Thank you for being patient, sir. Go right ahead. What were you going to say?
The two things I want to point out. This year, we've been having a hard time with dual threat quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Is Denver Broncos quarterback a dual threat quarterback?
Yep.
He's mobile. He's mobile.
So that right there let me know we're going to have a hard time. Number two. Had anybody seen Matt Judon?
If you've seen him, I haven't.
It did the same Matt Judon that we got from the Patriots. To me, your body, you're not showing all your tools in the basket that you got. You just doing the bull rush. That's all you doing. What about what else you got in your bag? You're not showing that. I get it. They're moving you all around, but you're a top pass rusher. You're supposed to be. Your numbers say you is.
Mm-hmm.
Your stats say you is.
Mm-hmm.
But why you change when you came to us?
Yeah. No.
Because your coaches don't know how to handle you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So
good.
That one of my problems. He was a top pass rusher in New England.
Mm-hmm.
But now you just doing one thing. You just doing the bull rush. What happened to that same Matt Judon in New England? Maybe he became a top pass rusher.
Yeah, maybe the scheme in New England fit him better. I don't know. That's a good question.
A 4-3 is a 4-3 no matter where you go.
Yeah, but we're not playing 4-3.
We run a 3-4
or 3-4. They said he did play both of them.
And Trice is going to be the best pass rusher we ever had, apparently.
Right. So I just want to see more. I want to see more effort out of him. You said Atlanta Falcons, we don't know you. You said you want to get a long-term contract. By the way, you playing, you're not going to get a long-term contract.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. You're not even going to get a discount.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I hear that, right? The sacks could be better, but ultimately, defense is about how many points you allow. Right?
Yeah, but also where's the pressure?
No,
not only that, the guys need to be paid too. So,
right. To me, that young yesterday, it seemed like he took some plays off.
Well, remember they had him playing pass protect, like he was playing the pass, and I'm going, let him rush. Right. That's what you paid him for.
what I was finna get to. And if you bring in a top pass rusher, let the man do his job. Don't ask him to cover a tight end or a running back. That's not his job.
Mm-hmm.
His job to set the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, honestly, guys, you look. I'm not gonna. I mean, we didn't get any sacks yesterday. I get that. I understand, and that's a reality we're gonna have to accept. We didn't go and get a pass rusher. What I will say that they did yesterday was they blitzed way more often than they did, and it looked like it impacted the game. So no, you didn't get sacks, but you did have. I think Carr threw it away like maybe 4 or 5 times. So, there were some completions he didn't make because he had to step off of his spot. The pass rush impacted him. No, we didn't have a sack, and a sack is definitely more detrimental. From the standpoint of you lose yards, it becomes more difficult. It certainly would have helped yesterday, but Derek Carr is not really a mobile quarterback, and he has trouble with blitzes, and that's what we did yesterday. And
Right.
a lot of times when you drop Judon out is because the thing I love about a 3-4 defense is you can bring up 6 or 7 folks on the line and you don't know who's coming, right? There was an element of that yesterday. Now, sometimes he beat the blitz, but a lot of times he didn't. So
Right.
while we didn't get home, we didn't get sacks. We did get him off of his spot. We were able to get off the field. I mean, guys, if you only allow 3 points in the second half, that means, with the exception of one drive, they punted the ball back to us or either
Right.
turned it on downs.
And
So,
that gets me to my point.
well, let's talk about that. So, what's your point, C Dub? Go ahead.
4 chances, all right, in the second half. So, look, I will say this: the defense, like always, gave you a shot to win the game. All right, we'll give them a golf clap. I'm not giving a standing ovation. Sorry, it's not in me. I need some coffee first.
A
Second,
golf
yeah,
clap.
and it ain't enthused either. So here's what I'm gonna say. Now I'm looking at the offense. Zach Robinson, Kirk Cousins. When Kirk gets hit and almost loses the ball, he starts coming back to his old self. All right. And it takes him a little bit to get back to Kirko. And the other thing is this: Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier were running the ball with purpose. They were gashing the Saints. There was no stopping it. You took them off the hook. You just was like, nah, let's throw it to Mooney. Let's throw it to London.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look for Pitts. You didn't look for Bijan. And they were open. Smitty, Berto were talking about it. Tip One was talking about it. You know, this is what I was talking about with the rookie coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I know coordinators. They have this also another tag underneath the coordinator. It says ego because they have it. But the thing is, pal, you ain't one crap. And right now, you got to win this game. You got to put your quarterback in the best position. And if this means taking the ball out of his hands and running the ball, I mean, hell, we just watched Georgia literally try to play a game without their star quarterback because Napoleon Dynamite can't figure out he's throwing to the opposite team.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what that was on side, I have no idea what that was.
It's called you have Napoleon Dynamite as your quarterback. That's what it's called. Because that jerk off can't do anyway. Got a Lambo. He needs to shove it up his anyway. So Kirk Cousins. Look, I haven't even had my coffee and I'm pissed off. So, but yeah, Kirk Cousins, I'm sorry, that was a crap game. Yeah, 306 yards. Wow. Awesome. Did we win the game? No. That's useless like a gas station toilet paper. All right. You really have to make the plays. All right. And Bijan was cooking. Bijan was going. And I'm sorry, that touchdown that he ran, I was amazed because I was like, first of all, that's one way to get a touchdown without using the red zone, without getting in the red zone. We really need our speed at our rush. Yeah. And, Malone had some
Right.
snaps, but they don't put him in. But anyway, I'm talking the offense. Kurt started going tunnel vision to Mooney or London. And then he got late. And then the offensive line, when they're good, they're good. But when they're bad, everybody gets smoked. Matthews looked bad. McGarity, we know McGarity is when it comes to pass protect.
On that one sack to McGarry, I think that's not all on him. He and Bijan got their feet tied together because Bijan was helping on the blitz and McGarry tripped over his foot on one of those sacks. I think they ended up having 3. The other one, Jake just got beat. Jake just got beat on the other one. And, that last sack yesterday when we're trying to drive at that point to tie it really took us out because now it's 3rd and forever. You got so many seconds. And if you don't get the first down, either way, if the pass is complete in the middle of the field, you can't clock it because it's 4th down.
Yeah.
So you either gotta catch it in the middle of the field and then run special teams on there, which is no way you were going to do that. You were kind of no man's at that point. That sack that they gave up really took it away from us because now at that point, even if you have a great completion, you got to run 20 yards down there. You can't, unless you get the first down, you can't clock it. Right.
Yeah.
So really what lost the game was not the last play. It was a couple of plays before that where they got the sack. Deke Ruffin says we really need speed at our rushers. Why didn't Malone play more? Don't know, Deke. Good question. For me, Malone is Antoine Smith of 2024. And those of you who are been a fan for a couple of years, Antoine Smith was a running back that played in the early 2000s. Let me tell you, every touch the ball he scored. Whenever he touched the ball, it was 60 yards. I mean, he was gone. He was quick. He was not large in stature, but I tell you what, man, you couldn't bring him down. He could fly, and they just would not play him, and nobody would ever speak on it. Nobody would ever say anything. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
But he made a good point. Dwayne made a good point. We got pass rushers. We drafted. They had not played.
Yeah.
So what the point of drafting pass rushers and you don't play them? Your starters not showing you nothing. Just because you paying them?
Yeah.
And they not doing nothing. Why they on the team? Why? I've been saying that for years. We hold on to the one that don't do nothing instead of giving a young man a chance to see what he got.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you, Ron. Like I don't know. Is he bad at run defense? Like is that a deficiency? I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at my brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
You as a head coach this far on Raheem Morris, just because you paying somebody and they're not doing their job, they're not getting to the quarterback, cut their ass. Still my French. Cut them.
No, I get it.
am so fed up of watching this team, watching Raheem Morris sound like Dan Quinn, sound like Matt Ryan begin next week, guys.
Well,
I believe in him.
You can't.
I believe in this. These dudes.
And he should believe in them.
Well,
look,
in
most. Go ahead. Go
How
ahead.
long you been at your job?
8 years, I think.
Okay, if you were not doing your job, you think you would have a job?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't. You're correct. But
The defensive line not doing their job. So why they keep on having a job?
well, look it. There are I'm not going to say they're not doing their job. There's one particular facet of their job that they don't do well, and that's sacks. There are other, we held the Saints to 96 yards rushing yesterday. We held them under 100 yards, so that wasn't bad. We did get impacts. We did get hurries. We did force them to throw the ball away. Sacks are just one component. Now, they are an important component. I'm not saying that.
Right.
Can't just say, oh, well, because you do sacks, you're not doing your. There's so much more to it
Right.
than right. You look at if the defense line totally was not doing their job yesterday, they'd have scored more than 3 points in the second half. It wasn't just luck, right? So there's one particular thing they don't do well. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
with you on that. But if we got young mans on the sideline
Yeah.
that had not seen the field,
Yeah.
and you drafted these young mans
Yeah.
that had not seen the field, but you paid the dude that came from Chicago, the D tackle, had not done nothing. What he done? Eddie,
Dolman.
Goldman.
Yeah, what he done. But we got young people, fresh legs on the sideline.
You'll not get an argument from me as far as him seeing more time. You won't get an argument from me out of that. I'm just saying that in some instances there is a part of the story that we don't know. I don't know if it was that Anton going back to the Anton Smith analogy. I don't know if it was that he couldn't block. You know what I mean? Because if you can't pass protect, that's going to take you out of a lot of scenarios because when you get in, they know you're going to run the ball, right? So I'm not saying that was the case. I'm saying my brother and I, Eric Parker, have often had deep philosophical conversations on why don't you bring this guy in here? It has to be something. That's what we said that for a couple of years. Like, what the hell are they doing? This guy's, again, for those of you who don't know who Antoine Smith was, check him out because he was a great running back. He was small in stature. He was incredibly fast. He could shoot the hell out of you. And he was one cut and go. So he put that foot in the ground and cut. If you didn't get a hand, he was gone. You were not kidding. I mean, he was magic. I'd go so far as to say, and I think you guys would agree, this guy was magic with the ball in his hands.
Yes.
Right? Yet every Sunday, Eric and I are like, why don't they play this guy? Like, what the hell is going on? Right. And I kind of, it's not fair to say the same thing about Malone, but again, he was phenomenal in college. He's fast as all get out. I would agree. You at least on third down scenarios, why don't you have him in there more? I agree with you. And again, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know if it's a situation where maybe he doesn't contain well.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
It made me question Jimmy Lake. It made me question Raheem Morris. It made me question not him. You did not draft him.
Right.
But what you looking for when you do draft a pass rusher? What you looking for? If they cannot get on the field, what you looking at them in college? If they cannot get onto the field.
And yet we didn't want to make a trade.
Why you drafting these players, but you won't let them get on the field?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like, also the same thing I've said, like with the trade, it's like you trade because You're not going to use your draft picks because apparently you're going to sit them on the bench and let them learn.
Right.
Learn from what? I don't
But
know. But you know, this is what you get. And I'm going to go here. Falcons don't develop no one. They have not developed and look, especially over this time. And look, I know everybody doesn't want to talk about it because they want to say Arthur Smith and you know the crypt keeper, whatever his name was. I'm trying to remember. Rich McKay. All right.
yeah.
They wanted him out. Well, now Terry. Well, here's the question. Because everybody kept telling me, well, Terry never made those picks. And my question is this. So if that's the case, why did Terry not get an extension with Raheem so they could both be under the same thing? Because he still is under a 1-year deal.
What?
But he has 1 year left on his contract. So that's why I look at Terry, or I hold Terry responsible for these drafts. You know, he was sitting right up there with Arthur Smith at the time, going, "Yeah, we made these decisions. Yeah, we were trying to get Deshaun, and I don't care how fake it was. You told the public you were behind it. So guess what? You have no problem playing Troy Anderson, who's injury prone. This guy can't stay on the field, but we can't even get D'Angelo Malone, who has some pedigree. I'm not saying he's the greatest pass rusher, and no, it will not throw everything back to square one. Dear Lord, people, stop. We don't have everything. I mean, I love how we can't let go of Koo. We can't let go of Jimmy Lake. We can't. What can we do then? Just sit and just wallow. I love how everybody tells me, I'm not asking for starting over. I'm saying you go find someone that looks at this roster and goes, okay, because apparently, we're not bad off. If this roster is really good, all you have to do is, I don't know, look at the scheme and go, why are we playing 3-4 when we don't have 3-4 personnel? Raheem, come on, man. You're a defensive guy. Don't you want to? We got to shift this around, man. Do you like your job? Yeah, I love my money. Okay, then get rid of your friend. Oh, I don't know, but no, Raheem's going to say, bye, Jimmy. It was nice knowing you. I'll send you a card.
I don't. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't know that because they are performing. I don't know that you could just blame Jimmy Lake. Let's do some housekeeping, right? So Carlos says I had to wake up and decide not to choose violence. Carlo, I hear you, man. I was so disgusted yesterday. I just decided not even to come on air and talk about it after the show. C-Dub and Ron and Ladarius were all like, "Hey, man, what's going?" And I was just like, you know what, guys, I will be kicked off YouTube if I go online today just because I'm disgusted. So I get it. Carlo says finding a new gym will throw everything back to square one. I can agree with that. We can't keep starting over. Understood. And you know for sure that another GM will implement a new regime. Now you did. Just give me 1 sec, Ron. Sorry about that. C-Dub, you spoke to something and you said we don't develop well. We don't develop pass rushers well. That I can say 100% traditionally as a team, as an organization, we do not develop pass rushers well. And you know what? I can't debate that. Cannot debate that. I don't know if that's scouting. I don't. Again, development is on coaching. And guys, we have a late addition to the show, Mr. A1 from day one, my dude, Chris. What up, Chris? How you doing, man? What's going on? You all right, A1?
Oh, man, I can't complain. Well, I can complain, but ain't no point in doing
it. Come on now.
I can, but I did my little rant, I'm saying, like yesterday and everything like that. You have time to calm down and all that stuff like that. It's just, again, I will just explain it like easily. First of all, I'm pretty sure y'all talking about yesterday.
Yeah, we're talking about right now. I think at this point we're talking about why we don't play D'Angelo Malone, and I think I drew a comparison to Antoine Smith, who was a great Falcons running back in the early 2000s that they just didn't play. But that's where we are right now. Go ahead, A1, give us your thoughts. Defensive line. Why don't we play D'Angelo Malone? Just give us your thoughts on the game yesterday in general. Go right ahead, sir.
I think it's maybe like a trust factor. You know, he hasn't really gotten a lot of snaps off of special teams. And I think what they're trying to do is they're probably trying to bring him along and limit his snap counts, give more snaps to the other guys that's been there already getting them. I mean, is it a philosophy that's going to work, and should we? You know, that's up for debate, but that's what I think they're trying to do with D'Angelo. He definitely could get more snaps. He's one of the fastest guys that we have on that defensive line. I thought David Amanyada should have gotten a little bit more time on that offensive line. The defensive line. I seen that, to the snap counts and everything like that. And he was one of the best guys on the defensive line yesterday. He was able to get a QB hit, I believe, a couple tackles for loss. So maybe you should have let him get in there a little bit more. Most of the snaps went to Grady and Amanyada. Excuse me, Grady and Abacady. And I was hoping that, Abacady would be able to build off of that sack that he had against the Cowboys. He was unable to do that. Shoot, the Falcons, period, was unable to do that. And it just goes back to that trade deadline again, man. It goes back to it, and it goes back even further than that. Because on our channel, man, we was talking about this same stuff, so we wasn't able to get Baker on the ground the second go around down there in Tampa. And all people wanted to say was, well, we won, we fine, we fine. Then the same thing happened against Dallas, but you end up getting some sacks. So the possibly been fool's gold because right after the trade deadline, you go right back to being the pumpkin. So,
Mm-hmm.
again, the fan base wanted to move. I know you got to make smart moves and everything like that, but honestly, now we are in a situation to where we have to wait and see. And that's a scary situation for Falcons fans because our history. At the end of the day, like I know people say you got to put it behind you, and I agree with that. I do because you can't move forward if you keep hanging on to the past.
Right.
But it's crazy because like with this team, no matter who we have on our roster, it seems like something always seems to just I don't know go wrong at the wrong times for the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, recently, so we've been having success. But I don't want to continue to have this bend but don't break mentality. We just need to go out there and handle business for 4 quarters. My goodness, can we put together a complete game?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking for from this team. I'm looking for a complete game to help build more confidence within this team.
Yeah.
You
No.
know, and we haven't had that yet. To me, outside of the Panthers game, but I don't even want to give us that because it was the Panthers. I'm
Yeah.
talking about
Mm-hmm.
against a quality opponent. I'm
A,
talking about against somebody who's coming for you.
a real NFL team. I shouldn't say that. So, guys, let's take a step away for a sec. I see you, Ron. Just give me one sec. Let's take a step away and let's take a look at the numbers, right? So, the Falcons right now in points per game, we rank 20th,
Mm-hmm.
according to this. In yards per game, we rank 23rd. In points per play, we rank 15th. What does that mean? That means, yeah, we give up points, but it's going to take you at least 12, 13 plays in most cases to score, right? Which does two things. One, it means you're not going to score that much because you're going to run clock doing it. So
Right.
as long as we can go score for score, we're in the game. That's an important thing. Yards per play, we're 20th. We give up 5.5 yards per play. Third down conversions, we are 28th. We're very bad
Yep.
on third down in defense with 45%.
That's what I'm
Fourth down,
saying.
fourth down conversions, we are number 6. Okay, so we're good at that. Red zone scoring, we are 15, which means just because you get into the red zone, that doesn't mean you're going to get a touchdown. And
Right.
last but certainly not least, in TDs per game, we are number 12. There are 32 teams in the league, right?
Right.
This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, yeah, you're not necessarily getting sacks, but when you have to understand, and this is what I mean when I say contextually looking at defense. What we really do well is just because you get in the red zone, that doesn't mean you're going to score. Number
Right.
one. Number two, it's probably going to take you 7, 6, between 5 to 8 minutes to get there.
Right.
You're not going to beat us over the top. You're not going to beat us deep, right?
Right.
And so those are some of the arguments. So again, not sometimes it's obvious, right?
Right.
But there is a method to their madness as far as defense is concerned. And again, I'm not defending not going out and getting a pass rusher. You guys know how I felt. And honestly, I was pissed yesterday. Like Chris and I, for those of you who don't, everybody on this panel and I are very good friends.
But T Will,
But
T Will, I'm sorry though. Like I'm listening to you and you're making great points. But my thing is, what happened? Okay, 10, 12 play drives, that wears down your defense, regardless of if they scoring touchdowns or field goals. That's still wearing your ass down.
right.
And we don't do that back to the other defense because we're more of a quicker strike offense. We've seen it. We score quickly. That's another reason why we don't normally always win the time of possession.
Right.
Yesterday, you won the time of possession and you won most of the categories, period.
Right.
But you still lost the game. Why? Because you didn't play 4 complete quarters. Why?
Yep.
Because that first half, Montez Valdez-Scantling turned into Vikings Randy Moss.
Yeah, he did.
And that can't happen. I don't care about the fact that we only gave up 3 points in the second half, bro. We seen that all year. Okay, that's a rerun. That's an old movie. We know that's going to happen. Can we play 4 quarters correctly, effectively? You know what would have been stellar? Us giving up 3 points in the first half and in the second half.
Right. And you're right. But Chris, and I'm gonna take a step back. It's funny, Chris. I almost started to call you yesterday, but you were on your own show. You remember that conversation we had when the Hawks really pissed you off, and you were like, I can't do this show. That's how I felt yesterday, Chris. Like I was so just mad. I was mad yesterday because number one, and guys, I'm just gonna say this, and it may not be the popular opinion. Y'all can talk all y'all want about defense. Yesterday's game is on coup. Okay, it's on coup. Yesterday's performance by coup was not cool. See what I did? It was awful. He missed 3 field goals. His delivery is off, and it starts and rests with him because if he makes those field goals, we're not even having this conversation this morning. Now, could we improve on defense? Yes. In no way will I ever defend this year's first half. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, bro, 9 points, and let's be real, because you want to get cute on your delivery. No, we got to work on that.
I don't know why he changed his stance. The stance wasn't broke.
I don't know either. Hey guys, real quick, gotta get some housekeeping. Good, Carrie from One Time from the Fan, which I also am a part of the show. Carrie, Falcons fan. Wish it was Victory Monday, but we move on to Denver. Not going to be an easy matchup by any means. Let's get back to the column. Agreed. Carrie, hi. Hey, Carrie. Carrie says, personally, I don't like the bend but don't break defense. Is that sustainable? Get after the QB, make game-changing plays, create turnovers. I will give them flowers. Their second half adjustment.
Carrie feels where I'm coming from, man.
Exactly. I think all of us.
That's not terrible situation.
It just sounds so murky. Just bend but don't break. It just get the. All right. Go ahead. Continue.
Terrible situational football and play calling. The 3rd and 1 should have been a run. Kirk made bad decision in critical downs. He did. That is true. All of that is true, right? All of that is true. But at the end of the day, right, we pay number 7 when the pressure's on.
Number 6.
There is he number 6? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he's number 6. Yeah.
I'm bad.
John ripped that from him.
Don, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
We pay number 6 that money to kick that field goal. And if we go back 6 games, this wasn't just a yesterday issue. This is an issue that has been going on. In the past 6 games, I think his percentage for kicking successful field goals is like 50%, which is unacceptable, right? So I hear you guys, but let's call a spade a spade. This is Koo's fault. This is solely on him. You say what you want to about Raheem. If Koo makes those field goals yesterday, this is a victory Monday. The tenor of this conversation is totally different. Go ahead.
Let me ask you. Oh, go ahead. No, Ron. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead, Ron.
Go ahead, Ron.
But once again, I said that if we keep on getting touchdowns,
yeah.
If their offense keep on moving and we keep on getting touchdowns, those kicks that could miss, it will not hurt us that much because we will already be ahead of the team. Touchdown wise.
Ron, I hear you. If was a 5th, we'd all be drunk. If I could, I would have a big ass afro, but I don't, Ron. I don't. I'm bald as a. What'd you say last week? You, Jimmy Lake, you bald headed so. I don't.
No, he didn't say Jimmy. He said Terry, you bald son of a.
Talk about Terry Fontaine. I don't have hair, guys. It's not back, guys. Let's deal in the real. You're not always going to be able to score.
Okay. All right. Let me say this.
Clean. You have to be able to execute and kick field goals. That's on Koo. Point blank, as the young folks say. Period.
But
period.
Also, when you play against the good teams, you also got every time they get a touchdown, you gotta get a touchdown too.
Hey man, I'm not. I hear you.
And all right, hold on.
Go ahead, Doug. Go ahead.
Look, I want to just say this. I said it before. Koo, they need to bring in some competition. Maybe it might remind him how to kick a field goal again. Maybe it'll remind him how his old mechanics work. I don't know. But my other problem I have is everybody under the blue light, everyone kept saying this game was a trap game. Game was a trap game. And we got ha-ha, kiki, rah, strolling in. And I'm sorry. Your attitude dictates what this team is. And I'm sorry. This team was flat. We all are saying it. So in my world, if we're blaming all 3 phases of the game, doesn't that go under the coach responsibility?
I'm a firm believer that was a sole 1,000% team loss yesterday. Like all phases failed at some point of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody was on point the whole game, and nobody was off the whole game. But except for Koo. But you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I'm saying the defense in the first half, if they don't give up 17 points in the first half, that doesn't even, you know what I'm saying? That's going to lighten the blow for one thing. 3 points in the second half, again, we know that they're going to clamp up in the second half. I don't know what they say as far as adjustments in that locker room, but we know halfway through the season, we've learned that the Falcons will be a second half team. What I'm saying is to go further in life of football, you cannot only be just a second half team. You cannot let guys come in. You know what yesterday reminded me of, and why I was so upset at the post game about Valdez-Scantling, because it reminded me of Josh Dobbs so much. It reminded me of a guy just rolled out the bed, just got on the roster, don't even know the full playbook, but yet it's still dropping bombs on you. Also, this is the second time now you let a team that was on a losing streak beat you and get off the schneid. Did we not learn from the Seahawks game? So we didn't learn, is what I'm saying.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We came out flat on offense to begin the game. We were not on schedule. Nobody looked right except for number 7. Nobody looked right except for number 7. Kurt definitely didn't even look right in that game. So you can put some pressure and some blame on him too. Why the heck he try to go for Drake London when Kyle Pitts was right there? Why? Okay, an even better question. Why are we even throwing the ball at all when we were running it down their throat that entire drive for the interception? You took it out of the running back's hands, put it into Kurt's hands. Kurt tried to go for Drake when he should have went for Kyle because the throw was wide open. It was no pressure. He had time. Nobody got pushed into him or anything. But still,
like he should have in that particular. And I know the play you're talking about,
bro. Willie Gay had got depth. He didn't have to look him off.
Right.
Willie did it for him. He gave him depth.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I could have threw that pass and made it. I don't care. I could have made that play. But my thing is with Zach Robinson, why are you taking the ball out of the hot hand? Yeah. Number 7 and number 25 were feeding families for the Atlanta Falcons offense.
Yeah, they were.
If things were just off.
Yards. They rushed the ball for 181 yards. So you
hello. I'm like, come on, what are we doing? We make things. I don't know, man. I ain't no coach, so I ain't gonna talk noise about no professional coach because I can't go out there and do what they do technically. But then again, I don't know. Maybe if I put my mind to it, maybe I could. Because it's just like it'd be certain things where I'm just not going to do. I don't care if you do know I'm coming. Stop me. You gonna have to like. I would be one of those coaches to where you have to show me every single time. If I'm running it down your throat 80 times, yes, here comes number 81. And it's just that simple for me, man. I'm not taking the ball out the hot hand just to please people. I'm trying to win football games. I'm not putting nobody's stats over football games. And I'm not saying that they are. I'm just speaking in general. I'm just not going to do that, bro. And it's just so that's why I said complete team loss. There's different phases of the game to where everybody was messing up. Then what happened to Damone Harris? Why wasn't he playing yesterday? When ever since you brought him up, he's been an energy guy. He's played the run well. He's getting out there and getting after the quarterback and helping. He was nowhere to be found yesterday.
No, don't look it. We were just talking about that when you came on. Don't know. Give us a sec. Let's do some housekeeping. Laugh my ass off. No, in my opinion, Koo is the easy target. Yeah, he cost us 9 points, but play calling was suspect at times. Kirk did not play his best. Defense bad first half. Offense first. Yep, hear that. Looks like everybody with you guys. Defense forced 3 and outs 3 times in a row at the end. The game, the line. Yeah. Although, if Kamara catches that pass, I mean, the game's over.
The thing about it is, and that was on Caden Ellis.
That was kind of like that was the Eagles. That was some Eagles magic happening. 3 times in a row. The 2-minute offense was awful. No sense of urgency. Mamie says we sorry to losing to the Saints. All 3 phrases.
Yeah, all 3.
All 3.
Is saying what up to Kerry. Kerry agrees with William. William says Raheem Morris don't take other teams serious. We can't never have a fast start. Kerry says can't play to the level of your opponent, which is true. That's right. You know what? It's so funny. Every year, once every year, right? I have this dream that I have this big ass afro. I mean, it's like off topic, but guys, when somebody loses a limb, they still say that they can feel the piece of limb that's not there, right? I swear to God, when I have this dream, it seems so weird, so real. And I mean, this afro's big. I get into a car, I got tinted windows, man. It's huge. It is right. And so, you know, I wake up and I'm so hurt because for those 20 minutes or whatever, I feel like I got, like, I'm talking like a big ass Luda afro. This shit so big, my neck is gonna get sprung from carrying all this head. Like, it's huge. and I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's gone. So that's why I say that. William says
Have you
Josh
seen it?
days.
Shoot, so did MVS. Shit,
Agreed.
they just got man, bro. I remember the notification when it came across my phone that they picked up NVS, and I was like, oh, another journeyman. I can't wait to get to this game now.
I think he played last. I think he did play last week.
He did. I think he did play last week, but yes, I agree, Chris. I said the
I
same
still
thing.
don't care, bro. It's still Montez Valdez Scantley. I don't care.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Look, I can't. I'm not gonna defend that.
He's not. I'm,
You're,
I'm talking about like for real. Like you can really put him on the Randy Moss pitch and take Randy face off and put Montez on it yesterday, bro. I was irate about that because I'm just like, bro, if we are the contenders that we say we are,
yeah,
that guy does not go off and torch your secondary over the top.
yeah,
Play calling for the defense. No safety help over the top. No locking down. You already know that's the fastest guy that they have. There should have been no reason, no rhyme or reason why that guy is torching you. In the second half, he was a ghost. Why couldn't he be a ghost from the beginning? That'd be my thing, bro. I want complete games. Kerry said something in the chat earlier. You're halfway through the season. Have you not learned from your freaking mistakes? That's why I was saying, so we not learning.
yeah,
So we just out there just winging it from week to week.
yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like we're going to be going on to Denver and moving on to Denver. But my thing is, Falcon fans, I don't want you to lose sight of different breadcrumbs. Like I said, weeks past, breadcrumbs that the Falcons are leaving behind to give you concern.
Agreed.
When it's time to matter. When it's time to matter, because we're trying to get to the playoffs for one thing. And right now we're 6-4 with a tough matchup coming up against the Denver Broncos. First of all, if anybody who's been a Falcon fan knows, we just don't always have the most general success with AFC teams. Now, I know some people will be like, well, that's living in the past. No, not necessarily. Because what AFC teams have we beaten this year? Okay.
None.
Okay. And then also you got Sean Payton. You know he gonna motivate those guys. They lost in a heartbreaking way. Almost beat the Chiefs too, just like we almost beat the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And that team we're playing in Mile High. We have to adjust to that elevation.
Yeah,
we have to adjust. I wouldn't even come back to Atlanta. I would fly right to Denver and be trying to get used to that altitude.
yeah.
But that's me personally. But that, you know what I'm saying? Everything coming down to coaching. And we get on the players, but we got to get on the coaches. That was a complete team loss, period. There's no excuse. Like people are trying to find so many silver linings. And I salute and respect that. But with all due respect, that's BS, man. Ain't no silver lining in this game. We lost. It was a bad loss. We gave a team that made NFL history, winning their first 2 games and losing 7 in a row. We gave them an opportunity to get off the schneid. They fired their coach. Darren Rizzi was there last year when they dropped that 40 burger on us, and he was the one that made the play call to give Jamal Williams the touchdown. We didn't even get our lick back.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
No, we didn't.
There's so many reasons to be disappointed in this game, how far we are in this season. This ain't week 1. This ain't week 3. This ain't even week 5. Man, we are more than halfway through this season.
Well, hopefully we can learn from it real quick, and then Ron, I'll let you go. I know you've been patient. For those of you who are watching this show on Facebook, Facebook is having an issue. I'm sorry, StreamYard is having an issue with Facebook. So if you are watching this show on Facebook, your identity will say Facebook user. It won't be your normal tag or whatever your identity agrees as. It's going to say Facebook user. That's not an issue with my show. Or our show rather. That's an issue with StreamYard. So just letting you guys know, because I see some of you are coming in from Facebook and it's going to say Facebook user. So Facebook user says, morning, y'all. William Amy says that was coaching. He says, Kurt force feed that to everybody. Kerry says we made MVS look like a Hall of Famer in the first half.
Well, Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer, you know.
Embarrassing. I'm sorry, Facebook user. This was a whole team loss period. The interceptions, missed field goals, all around play. William Amy says that was embarrassing. Lose. Now we're gonna talk about ESPN. Exactly. It's like where are your minds at? This is hard nosed rivalry. Are we not on 1,000?
Yes, that like how can you not get up for the Saints? Real quick, Roddy White had an interview with the Water Boys, and my goodness, like he even said it with the Saints and Falcons rivalry, and so that was just something that you didn't even have to get motivated for. You already knew what time it was.
Right.
So I'm just trying to figure out how in the world we didn't want to come through there and just put our foot right through their face.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
MVS has been in the league since 2018, has only had more than 2 TDs in an entire season 2 times. He has 2 TDs against the woo. William Amy says, shaking my head. Almost done, guys. Exactly, Carlo. It's like we're playing to the level of our opponent. It's a rivalry game. You need to be on point. I feel like the Aints were playing tough and we weren't, which I said you were going to get their best effort.
Bro, we all did. I don't believe it's a person that's in this panel or in that chat that didn't say that we were going to get the Saints' best.
Yeah.
The best that they got.
Yeah.
And I said the thing about it is why it didn't matter to me in the preview is because we're better than their best. Their best is guys who are coming off the street and some guys who are going to be working at Costco's in a few months.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we still let everybody get off. We still let that team get that team hope. At halftime, we're down 17 points because it just shouldn't have happened. We play a complete game. If we play a complete game, that team doesn't score over 10 points.
Agreed. Ron, you've been waiting patiently. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, man. What you got?
Yeah, go in, Ron. Go in.
I said it before. I'm going to say it again. AJ Terrell, what the hell you be doing? You always have a hard time with
bigger receivers.
Bigger receivers. Always. You were worried about getting paid. Okay, you got paid. You still look like trash out there. You still look like butt cheeks. Excuse my French.
He said excuse his French.
He said excuse it.
Yeah.
Have you even learned since you been in the NFL? Have you learned anything?
Yeah, I wonder if that was a busted play. Like it seemed like there was confusion on the one specifically where it's on all three. It's on Jesse. It's on Justin. It's on AJ. So that one. The other one, he just ran by him. I mean, I can't, it happens, but
get a hand on him. Oh, yeah. This zone.
Throw your cleat, throw a water bottle, throw your helmet, do your jersey, a towel, or something.
He said, throw your helmet.
Do something.
Throw your helmet.
Is you alive out there?
Yeah.
It's just something is better than nothing, and it just, and as I don't fully blame the guys for that as well. I blame the coaching as well. It's the guys and the coaching. I'm not on just one player. The only player that you can just blame individually is Young Waku. Outside of that, you can find instance where you can blame just about everybody, except for Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier too.
Yeah, they did their job.
Now, I know Tyler couldn't get in at the goal line, but it was the Saints just standing up. That's all that was. Tyler was trying to punch it, but they knew that they had to give their best. So they got DeMario Davis in there to meet Tyler. They got other guys coming in there to meet Tyler. And to be honest with you, they met Bijan too. But Bijan is of course a more of an athlete than as far as like when it comes to wiggle room than Tyler Algier, and he was able to leap into the end zone. But we almost didn't get that. Is that on the players? No. It's a guy named Zach Robinson that falls on. You know what I'm saying? We almost didn't even get it. So,
well, look it, man. If you got 1 yard there, and sometimes you just got to be tougher than the other team. Sometimes at the end of
Yeah.
the day, this is football, guys, right? And
Yep.
let's not get it twisted. There are three skilled players. There's quarterback, running back, and receiver. The rest are just real men. Your job on the offensive line is to kick the guy's ass in front of you. Okay. And we didn't do
So
that. So
I'm so glad Terry is saying this.
I'm not gonna say that's coaching. That's on the offensive line.
But,
Look, we're
I,
signing back now, right?
T Will, I set you up nice, man. I set you up nice.
You did. Look, it's first and thank God we did score, but it shouldn't have got to that point, right? You got the ball on the 1 yard line. Your job is to get your big uglies in there. I don't know if you want 6 offensive, whatever, but you got to be able to kick the guy's ass in front of you. And if you're not, and you're on the offensive line, you're not doing your job. And it's evident at that point. Now we scored and it's fine, right? But
yeah.
that's not on coaching. At the end of the day, look, if me and C Dub, who are shall we say uh well-rounded gentlemen, C Dub, would you say
Yeah. 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 You know, I mean, I'm a
if,
little fluffy.
if
God,
if
y'all
you
boys
C Dub,
crazy. Y'all boys
Yeah.
crazy.
Of
are
great level. Oh, sorry.
hey, look, he's what they say, big bone. He and I are big bone. We a little big bone, right?
Mhm.
So so
Well, my
like
stuff's out there, but I appreciate it. Hey, it's all good.
you losing weight, you doing the right thing. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But look it, if we're
Hey,
playing offensive line, if we're not kicking the guy's ass in front of us, we're not doing our job. So
But,
Yeah.
some
Even Charlie Warner got thrown back a couple times on that on
right,
right.
that.
some of
But
some of this is on execution. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Ron, you about to say something? Go ahead, brother.
but it go back to what I've been saying. We don't play with that pit bull mentality. We don't.
Well,
We
We see glimpse, but we don't see it
we see
consistently. I
Grant.
think that's what he's
correct,
saying.
Right.
correct,
We don't see it consistently.
correct.
We don't see
correct.
it consistent. We don't see it in the players. We don't even see it. We see it every once in a while. It's Grady Jarrett. You
the
supposed to
Cowboys
be the
game,
leader.
you saw it. The
You
Cowboys
supposed
game, you saw Grady pissed. But
right.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You yesterday Grady supposed to have took the defensive line. Hey, this game we need this game. You said you a leader. Actions speak louder than words. Where were your actions at yesterday, Grady? I'm calling you out.
Hey.
You said you getting tired of the same. Okay, well you have not been showing up consistent.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you, Kerry. It's so crazy. Who was I talking to yesterday? Oh no, I wasn't talking to none of you guys. I was talking to one of my homies because it's so crazy. I got a homie that asked me this same exact question last night. But like, hey man, how many sacks do the Falcons get? And honestly, to be unless something changes, and unless these guys get a different message, unless the scheme or unless it's schemed up better, shoot man, unless Jerry Gray possibly takes over the play call, and possibly, I don't see the Falcons even getting 20 sacks this season.
Mm.
Me,
I just don't see it. I see us because right now what we on like 9. We got like 9.
We have
yeah,
nine. We have nine.
Bro, and okay, we got 9. We got Denver coming up. All right, then you go on the bye week. You got the Chargers, Vikings. I'm just really just riding it down in my head. Okay, so the next 7 games, I just don't see us being able to get a sack a game. I see more goose eggs coming, and in certain games to where it's like, bro, if you don't get the quarterback on the ground, he may just pick you apart. A lot like the Commanders game when we get there. You don't get
yeah,
Jaden Daniels on the ground, it's gonna be tough sledding.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
get Sam Darnold on the ground
yeah,
with that confidence boost that he's gotten from Kevin O'Connell.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in trouble. Justin Herbert, we haven't beat Justin Herbert since he's been in the league.
mm-hmm.
yeah. So guys, let's switch, and I'm gonna go to C Dub specifically because we got to give my boy C Dub some love. We're gonna switch segments just a little bit, and we right now are gonna switch to three Falcons up and three Falcons down. I think y'all know exactly who mine are gonna be. But C-Dub, I'm gonna let you go first. Yesterday's performance, yesterday's game. Give me three Falcons up, give me three Falcons down. Go right ahead, sir. C-Dub, you there?
Bijan. Yeah. I was thinking Bijan,
Uh-huh.
Tyler,
Uh-huh.
and the Rise Up Falcon crew that walked up and down the New Orleans Saints because they
Shout out,
showed up more than the Falcons team.
shout out to the Rise Up Tour. Shout out to the Rise Up Tour. Ron, three up, three down. What you got? Oh, no.
BJ,
Wait. Hold up. C-Dub, you didn't give me the three down.
The whole team. Did you not see what? All right, hold on. Koo,
Uh-huh.
AJ Terrell,
Uh-huh.
Jimmy Lake, Raheem. The list is forever. I could go more and more.
Okay. All right. Okay. William Amy says Bijan and Tyler up. Definitely agree. Carrie says I would love Jerry Gray to take over the play call, and we need his experience. I can't disagree. Ron, give me three up and three down yesterday. What are your thoughts?
Bijan, Tyler, and Mooney.
Okay. And the down.
The whole defense.
Oh, what? The whole defense?
The whole
Don't forget
defense.
Koo.
The whole. You're not gonna blame. No. Okay. Well, hey. Hey. Hey.
Oh, I was gonna get the two too.
This is America. I get it. Carrie says, for me, the defense has to be coaching. He has Judon and Simmons been ghosts since joining the team. Damn, Carrie.
See, I told
Hey,
you.
man. Keep it real, kid.
We're all keeping it real, Terry.
Hey, man.
We're removing the Jimmy
Keep it
Lake
real,
blinders.
man.
Oh my
Because
God.
I'm just saying, man, bro, we gotta understand, like, my thing is, like, we're a fan base that, you know what I'm saying, we should expect the best because we've always been like having like fool's gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've always gotten to the point of where we get let down some kind of way because something that should have happened didn't happen, or something that should have never happened. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that luxury to just be like, oh, okay, we're good. This is all fine, because we've always seen that it doesn't. So it's not far-fetched to, you know what I'm saying, expect and demand excellence from our franchise because we haven't gotten it. It's okay to tighten up on your favorite team when you want them to do better. It's okay. That's not being negative. That's not being a lack of a fan or anything or any of that mess. We are some of the most positive fan bases that it is. Want to know why?
Mhm.
Because we keep coming back after every failure.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it's okay to demand excellence from your team. It's okay to want better from your team. Like, we all fans here.
Mm-hmm.
We criticize them in a win and in a loss. This loss was the worst loss of the season. And it's not just because of what happened on the field. It's also who you lost to.
Right.
It's also their record. It's also the fact that, you know, every Saints fan in the world right now, they don't care about it. They really, truly don't care that they're not going to the playoffs. All they know is they just put a blemish on the Falcons' record somewhere in there, and that's all they care about. That's their Super Bowl now.
And give me three up, three downs. A1.
Three up, three down. Oh, no problem. Three up, of course, gonna be number 7, Bijan Robinson. Of course, we're going to go with. I'm gonna go with number 25, Tyler Algier as well. And my other third that I'm gonna have up is Drake London. Drake London has been one of the best blocking wide receivers in the league.
Yeah.
And my goodness, the guy is doing double duty. He's blocking for the running back. He's blocking, you know, to seal the edge. Everything Drake London is doing from a blocking standpoint, I absolutely love it. And he's one of our best blockers. He blocks better than our tight end, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts can't hold a candle to Drake London's blocking.
Hello.
And at the end of the day, he still went out there and almost got you 100 yards.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
I'm glad you brought up Drake's blocking because he pancaked somebody. I think it was Tyler run to the right side and I don't know if it was a toss sweep, zone read, whatever, but he ran it to the right and Tyler has got to turn around and block his guy and he no he didn't. He turned him to the outside, but either way, that hole was so big. Me and C Dub probably could have ran through that thing and got us about 10, 12 yards. So
For real.
agreed 100%. Give me your three down, A1. Who you got?
Three down, three down, man. Goodness gracious. This may surprise some people actually. But then again, maybe not. Then again, maybe not. I'm going to go with the offensive line.
Yeah,
The offensive line. My thing is they did great in run blocking. Not so much, kind of subpar in the pass protection. I feel like the
agreed.
first of all, Cameron Jordan get his first sack against us. Oh God, it just made me vomit.
Hurt.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, just like Cam Jordan getting his first sack of the season versus us. And you know what I'm saying, it was a few times where Jake Matthews was pushed into Kurt. They were bull rushing the whole game and they was able to get through a couple times and get Kurt on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Also, even though he did have a better second half, I still gotta call you out, Kirk Cousins. Uh, the thing about it is you've been doing well, but
Mm-hmm.
that game right there, I feel like it was some things that you just was off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it just seemed like an off day for you.
It
And
was.
I feel like you started kind of trying to force some things that didn't need to be forced. Just
Mm-hmm.
take your time, methodical down. Also, at the end of the game, I don't know why in the heck you even thought throwing it to Kyle Pitts in the middle of the field when
Mm-hmm.
time is running and we have no timeouts was the best method. I
Yep.
know you really don't have a lot of downs to work with, so I do understand that was third down. And but it's just like, oh my goodness. It's like really I want to give that combination to Zach and Kurt right there. But it
Yeah.
just was a lot of things that I just feel like Kurt wasn't looking himself
No, he
in
didn't.
that game. So I gotta give it to Kirk Cousins and of course Young Waku.
Yeah. All right. So for me, three up and three down. I'm pretty much in line step with you guys. You got to give it to Bijan. Definitely got to give it to Algier. They showed up and showed out yesterday. Again, I want to echo A1 sentiment. Hey man, Drake London is out here balling, and he's
Hmm.
got a hit pointer still out here balling. So I got to give him that. Three down. Look, the offensive line yesterday, their performance was not great. Now the one on McGarry, I think he and Bajan kind of collided because they're both trying to block, and McGarry tripped on Bajan's feet. So I don't know if that's spacing. I don't know what that is, but that's one of them. Jake got took to the cleaners a little bit yesterday. Like Jake was given that work. So definitely down on the defensive line. Uh, Down on AJ, and really got to give it to the secondary as far as giving up MVS. That got to give it to them, and of course, last but not least, I love Young Waku, but this is not just a yesterday game issue. This has been an ongoing issue that just
Mhm.
Since preseason, bro. When
yeah,
he changed it in preseason.
right, correct. You and I, you myself, and C Dub. Sorry, Ron, we love you, but you weren't there, buddy. You myself Dub, we're all at the and next time, look, Ron, you got to come out, brother. We got to see it. But we were all at the content creators get together in McDonough, and I said at that point something is off with his delivery because
Hmm.
he missed two, and so it really has been going on all season, right?
And we even said, to bring in possible competition, but we knew that wasn't
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah, and
But
maybe we're at the point that we should because guys, and I understand. Look, there's enough blame to go around. I'm not saying it is exclusively his fault, but if we got to assign percentage to it, a lot of it is going to Cool. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say in the chat. I don't care what y'all say in the panel. I love all of y'all, but most of this is on Cool. This
Oh
has
yeah.
been escalating. This
I
is
think he'll be the first to say that.
that just happened yesterday. This has been escalated, and it needs to get fixed because in the NFL, the margin for victory is this small, right?
Right.
How
Mm-hmm.
And did you see that kicker last night for the Lions? My God.
yeah. But look it, uh, we got to figure that out, right?
I
So
got sack envy and kicker envy.
yeah, well,
Yeah, man, goodness.
it's not that it's. I guess for me, my question is, why did he do it? Like, was it just you're noticing that the distance on your kicks, plateaued at a certain point, and you're trying to be able to do 60, so you got to do this unauthorized, whatever this is. I'd really love to know why that was done. I would really
Maybe.
know that.
I mean, maybe he felt like he was inadequate. Maybe he did. It's like the same as someone going into a gas station and buying gas station pills, and thinking, hey, this might take me over the top. Just saying.
Wow,
I wouldn't know nothing about that. I know friends that have done that, but not me personally, because I
that's
got a prescription for it. But
he's
anyway,
asking, ladies and gentlemen, he's asking for a friend. Hey,
Oh man.
yeah.
Hey man, if you just, I promise you, man, you stay active and you just, stay in the gym, get yourself together. I promise you, ain't don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But that's a
I've been
commercial right
eating
there.
healthy
Let's get
too.
back to Falcons football.
I got to bring some laughter back in here.
all right, guys. So going forward, right, this segment of the show, where do we go from here, guys? We're 6-4. We're going into Denver. I know what I think we need to do from a team perspective to kind of clean up where we are. I mean, we're essentially at the halfway break, but I'll throw it out to you guys, and Ron, I'll throw it to you first. Where do we go? Where do we go from here, Ron? What do we need to do?
Where do we
What
go
adjustments do we
from
need to make?
here?
Where do we go?
We need to play with a pit bull mentality. Yes, we a good team, but we don't play like it.
Okay.
So we need to kick the Denver Broncos' ass from start to finish. No ifs, buts about it.
Okay.
We need to put our foot on their throat. Raheem, you talk a good game, now action speak louder than words.
Right.
We need your action now.
Right.
If you need to cuss out Jimmy Lake, cuss him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you need to get on the kicker tail, you need to cuss him out too. Cool.
Okay.
I tired one side of that game.
Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. We definitely need we need intensity. Was it Ray Lewis that said effort don't cost you anything?
Yes.
We need to see that intensity. I agree with you in every game, specifically in the first half and second half. We need to see that intensity.
We need that attitude.
I agree. I agree 100% with what you said.
I mean, where the attitude at?
Yeah. No, I agree.
I tired we get pushed over by the Saints or all teams.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Then take that attitude, that beat down you got, and put it on Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully so.
And my thing is, you shouldn't have to keep getting smacked in the mouth to do something too, though.
Yeah.
When they walk up on you, you should already be ready.
Right. Yeah. You need to go back to the old school Mike Tyson. How he used to knock out people.
It's like, because and you know the Mike Tyson quote, everybody got a plan till you get punched in the mouth. And we got punched in the freaking mouth yesterday.
How we gonna bounce back?
Yeah. No, you're right. C-Dub. Where do we go from here, brother? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Oh, sorry. Got that song in my head now. All right. So, where do we go? We go to Denver.
Uh-huh.
And no, we don't go to the marijuana factory because we know it's legal there, but we don't go there. You're not going to have TV coverage about yourselves because you embarrassed yourselves. So don't worry about that. Best thing to do is get in a circle, get Koo, hug him tight, and start beating the holy hell. Lay hands on him so he can recover because his leg's going to need recovering after I break it. But anyway, and then we go after Jimmy Lake. But anyway, because hold on. We will see if Jimmy Lake can evade the rush like the quarterbacks tend to do against us. So anyway, I guarantee I don't think that will happen, but still. But no, we need to go to Denver. And again, every game it's like this. You thought that was the hard part? Here we go. Because we're going to have games where we're playing tough teams. Some teams, their record is crap, but we've already shown that doesn't matter to us. We can lose to them. We can give up the cheeks to them. So I'm going to go here.
Pause.
Nah, I ain't pausing. No pause.
Definitely pause.
No pause. Anyway.
Darius did that last night. Pause. Stop it.
You like to get
No.
Well, you were trying to beat Jimmy Lake and trying to proclaim 3 points was the best thing in the world. And it's like, I don't think you could just have a good time on 3 points. But anyway, Jimmy Lake can. But no, we got to play a full game. I think for all of us to kind of breathe, especially going into the bye week, we need to see a full game. But I'm going to go here. Mess around with the Broncos and lose that game. Because the Broncos are not a bad team.
Bro, we can't be 6-5, C-Dub.
Yeah.
C-Dub. We can't be 6-5 going into the bye week.
I know that. Hold on, Chris. I know that. You know that, but you know what I'm saying. Hold on. But do the guys at Flowery Branch know that? Because are they going to go straight to Flowery Branch? Or are they going to need they going to Flowery Branch or are they going to go to Denver? Because that's also another thing. Raheem, you got to make some choices, and I would take them to Denver as soon as you can so they could get acclimated, like everyone has said. But also, I just don't want no excuses. Take this time, get together. You're going to have a bye week. You can go to the strip clubs all that next week if you want. They'll still take your money because you're rich people. But still, just take care of business. Don't mess up. Don't go 6-5 because you go 6-5. Tampa Bay's schedule afterwards.
We're going to have a different conversation if the Falcons are 6-5 on the bye.
Oh yeah, if you think we're mad now, just like I said, don't do it. But if you do it, just know we coming.
A1, where do we go from here?
Man, hopefully we go upward, man. We're halfway through the season, so I said a few weeks ago we're starting to get to that point to where this is who you are. So I'm just really hoping that we're more so like the Tampa Bay and the Cowboys game instead of what we seen yesterday. We're gonna have to get up, man. We're gonna have to get up because the thing about it is we don't see home again until after the bye week, and then even after then, you only see home 2 more times. Now, so far, the Falcons have been like a better road team. They have been a better road team, so you're going to have to try to bottle up that energy and go out there to Denver. I think you should not come back to Atlanta. There's nothing here for you anyway right now. Go to Denver, you know what I'm saying, and start to try, if you're going to come back and get some gear and stuff like that for practice, cool. But go straight out there to Denver. Go ahead and get acclimated because one thing about it, you're not just walking around out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be a tourist and walk around. No, you're playing football. So you need to go out there and get acclimated. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm calling Justin Simmons out.
Please do.
I'm calling you out, Justin. And I'm calling you out mainly because I was one of the main guys who was advocating for you to come to Atlanta. When he got released from Denver the first day, as soon as it came through, I made a video and was like, go pair him with Jesse Bates. Justin Simmons has not been looking great in a Falcons uniform. Now, is that a part of Jimmy Lake's scheme? It could be. But at the same time, it just seems like he's out of place a lot of times. And even though he had a pass defense yesterday, yeah, but it's times to where just in this season, Justin has just looked out of place. I need you. I need you this game, Justin. I need you to, the Broncos, okay? You know them. So I need you to be the really kind of take the lead on the defense in this particular game and say, hey guys, look, I played with this franchise my entire life, my entire football career. Y'all just, kind of follow my lead on this. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna be the leader. I'm gonna be everything that y'all need me to be. And it's gonna be like that because we need him to step up. Jesse has been Jesse, but we need Justin to help Jesse as well. We need more from Justin Simmons. I need to see more from Justin Simmons. I haven't seen enough from Justin Simmons. I have only seen an average Justin Simmons at best. The best game I have seen him against was way back in week 3. Not saying he hasn't made plays. I'm just saying just as far as like him just seemed like he was just everywhere. But of course, he knows Mahomes. So that's what I'm saying. Like moving forward, I need Justin Simmons to rise up.
Okay. All right. So for me, where do we go from here? Guys, we kind of talked through this, and I do think you guys have a point, specifically in the first half preparation. Now, with that being said, I'm not an NFL coach. I'm not a coordinator. I didn't play in the NFL. Take this for what it's worth. It is one man's opinion. You either agree or disagree. Look, I didn't play in the NFL, but just from the outside looking in, we probably, as we have first year coordinators, specifically on the defensive end, it may help us to maybe bring in a Steve Wilkes to maybe help us do some game planning so that there is not this staunch difference between or this this resounding difference between the first half and the second half defensive performance. I think that's something we can do, right? I think we need to take a look at, all right, guys, we're great in the second half. What can we do to improve the first half? And again, look, in the NFL, the first 15 plays are scripted.
I was just about to say, Terry, you know what it is. The first 15, 20 plays
are scripted, but we need to do a better job of that and holding them and a few more stops. Like if you could go from allowing 2 touchdowns in the first half to 1, or maybe 1.5, that is better performance, and ultimately that's going to help us. I think that's something we can do. The other is we didn't make a trade, so at this point, second half, all bets are off. You got to play who's going to get to the quarterback. I agree. We need to own. I agree that maybe the first half salary had something to do with it, but in this second half, we got to go with what works, and that's what we got to do, guys. We got a mission. We said we wanted to outrun the South. By the way, I got to correct myself. We are still 3 games ahead of the Bucks because 1, 2, and we have the tiebreaker.
But family, I'm gonna tell y'all something. We all on this panel, and most of us in the chat already know the Bucks have have sliced cheese going down the stretch.
They do.
We have a different scale. We have to face at least, I think, four top defenses starting this week on through the remaining of the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got the Vikings, we got the Chargers, and you know what I'm saying, the Broncos, the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? We still, and then we even do have quote unquote, because I hate using trap game, but we have quote unquote trap games with Vegas on Monday night. You also got the Giants, and then the Panthers have been actually winning lately. So it's just like the Falcons.
Man, if we get Ritter by Ritter, I'm gonna smack somebody.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, I've been saying it since they signed him. We're gonna see Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, never mind, I'm not gonna say that.
Don't even put that in the.
No, we're in Denver. On to Denver, y'all. We on to Denver. Let's worry about Vance Joseph defense and all that good stuff. Let's worry about them. That's where we're gonna stay. That's where we're gonna stay. We ain't going no further than that.
Chris.
We ain't going no further than that.
We need to smack the Denver Broncos.
Yes, wrong.
Sean Payton, I want you to take this L. It's personal. It's personal. You keep on talking junk. All right. When we come to your town and take over, don't be crying.
May not want to take over that town. Just saying, might be good. Let's just win and leave. We don't need taking over anymore.
Yeah. So Dave in the chat says, "Why Wilkes when the Falcons have former NFL cornerback or former DC? Who knows?"
Very brave. Yeah.
And I can't disagree with that. My thoughts are, you're talking about play calling, and I get that, Dave. I'm specifically talking about game planning, right? Because one could argue that in the first half we could be better as far as how we react on those first 15, 20 plays, right? Because it's basically keep everything in front of you, don't let them score, go in halftime and figure it out. So that's what I was saying. But I don't have an issue with Jerry Gray calling plays at all.
I would love Jerry Gray to start calling plays, man.
Yeah.
My thing is, you gotta use the experience, just like Dave said. I mean, Dave is looking at the roster and he's using his eyes. He see that we got a guy that is the assistant head coach.
Mm-hmm.
The assistant head coach. And you seen how he did. You seen that he's having Mike Hughes playing well. He's having the secondary play well regardless. I believe you need to let him call plays. I believe actually the reason why you beat the Cowboys is because he had more influence. Then you went back to the lake.
Yeah. To the
and
lake.
Nothing good happens when you go to the lake. You get drunk, you get hungover. Next thing you know, you're on a float, stranded.
Then we can't find the lake.
Oh my god! Oh my god! They're gonna change the name of our show to Jimmy Lake Haters, and one Jimmy Lake apologist. That's that like
no, they're not because bro, wait a minute. No, they're not, because we're not hating. There's nothing that we are saying that is false.
That's true. Still gonna call it that. But hey, guys, real quick, last segment of the show. I always like to bring this up at some point in time. I'm gonna bring it up at the end of the day. This section is called "What I Learned Today," which was yesterday, but whatever. We'll roll with it. What I learned today. So, what I learned is that at this point, Koo has a problem, and we need to do an intervention. Terry and the special teams coach, Marquise Williams, and the kicking coach, and maybe a few other kicking coaches get together with Koo and say, "Hey, bud, what's going on? What can we do? This is a thing here. We love you, which is why we paid you the money, but we need you to work this out, bro. Like what's going on? There needs to be that come to Jesus moment. We need that. Another thing I learned is that a 40-year-old receiver, an older receiver on any given Sunday can torch anybody's defense. And the last thing that I learned is that C-Dub and Ron will never give Jimmy Lake a chance, and they just really don't like him. And those are what I learned today. Chris A1, you are our illustrious guest. We love you, brother. We're going to go to you. What did you learn yesterday, sir? What did you learn about our beloved Falcons? What did you learn?
That we haven't learned. As a team, we just haven't learned. As a team, we just and again, you're never going to say a team just willingly gets off the bus and just say, we all right today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But what you proven on the field, and it's just different from the preparation. There's, it was no reason why you should have lost this game. Second, what I've learned, it's not a fluke Drake London really is that guy. He really is just as a football player, as a complete football player.
Yep.
Drake London, I mean, I knew this already, but it's just like yesterday, you just seen like different things. And Drake is a complete football player all the
He
way around.
agreed.
I believe if he put his mind to it and put the work into it and you give him like a year, he could play defense. But also let's
Get
see.
more sex.
Yeah,
Can
you
we
know,
get here AJ 12 paycheck?
man, nah, I don't think so. I don't think we can do that just yet. But and another thing that I noticed, if we don't get any sacks or any turnovers, we can still win the game.
Yeah.
It's just everyone has to do their job. Sorry, young way.
Agreed. Agreed 100%. Ronnie, what did you learn yesterday, sir? What did you learn?
I know Raheem afraid to call out people.
Nepotism.
I know Raheem.
Not even related to any of the coaches. Jesus, go ahead.
I think he is.
Oh my God, stop it. Go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
I know AJ Terrell not worth for the money Atlanta Falcons pay him.
Wow.
I know Justin Simmons looking like Stevie Wonder out there.
Woo!
I know
Oh yeah, we
I
focused on you, brother. Go ahead.
I know Jesse Bates got to step up, be the leader that he is. He got paid like one, so you need to step up too.
Uh-huh.
I know our defensive line I work for Flip.
Oh wow.
I know Young Ho Koo need to open his damn eyes and watch the football go through the goalpost.
Yeah, I don't think he knows where it's going, Ron. But go ahead.
Bro, did you see Young Way when he went well because the second field goal got blocked. But
Right.
did you see after he missed actually missed that last one, like Young Way was like jumping up and down like he was like, I can't believe this is happening.
He doesn't know where it's going. And to that point exactly, he does not. That's an issue with the delivery. It's like a pitcher, Chris, who doesn't know. He throws it 98 miles an hour, but he doesn't know where it's going, right?
And we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead, man. Finish your what have I learned today?
I learned Jake. Yeah, about time we draft somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Marvel don't at the end of the year, dog. You done.
Okay. Last
and
one.
McGarry, one more. And McGarry, you toast. You done, dog.
Damn. Okay.
I tell you, you sits, weigh 295 pounds, but you let Cam Jordan beat you down like that?
Got his first sack of the season.
I think
that's his homeboy.
I think that's the one where Bijan and McGarry tripped over.
This whole damn team just really pissed me the F off.
Yeah, I see.
That's why I called you last night to laugh about it.
No, I know. Look, man. Yesterday was just, bro. And man, look, I rock with y'all. At this point, y'all are my friends. Y'all are probably, other than Jack Spade, y'all. I see y'all every day. I rock with y'all. But I was so just outdone by that performance. I couldn't believe it. I was so mad. Like let me tell you something. If I had gotten on a podcast yesterday at 5:00, YouTube would be like, you would never be on another one because I would have just gone off. But anyway, C-Dub, what'd you learn yesterday?
I learned that the fan tour for the Falcons. Rise up, people! Y'all did an awesome job. I
Yes, they
also
did.
learned that Raheem Morris and the Falcons could care less about your Rise Up tour because they decided not to show up till second half. All right. Oh, and also now C Double's going in. What have I learned? That this fan base will give you guys. We need to stop being in a toxic relationship. You guys will deal with being brokenhearted, beat up badly by Koo, by Jimmy Lake, and you won't let it go. Let it go. But no, we got to give him chance after chance. He'll change. I'll change him. Jimmy Lake, he's doing great in the second half. Only 3 points. Don't worry about Kamara dropping the ball. No, that wouldn't have been a wide open touchdown. He would have had a hang toe, and he wouldn't have scored.
Talking about me, but go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
And then hold on, and then Koo, he did so much for us since 2019. We really need to fall back and think about what we would be without him. We have been in the top 10 in drafting for the last 3 years. That's where we've been. Please spare me how wonderful Koo is. Let me tell you something. We are trying to make the playoffs, and I'm a little bit intense when it comes to that. The reason why is this. Because what have I learned? You don't make the playoffs if you have 9 losses, 8 losses. You kind of want to be on the higher end there. Okay.
Yeah.
And if your division sucks, then they look at you and go, well, we had to put someone in the division, and this is the best of the worst. Something I asked a couple of weeks ago. Now, what have I learned? Raheem Morris will get more passes than a kid who has to go to the bathroom in high school. Also, what I learned, Raheem Morris will not hold his best friend, Jimmy Lake, accountable because he loves Jimmy. And Jimmy has to go to the strip club, so Ra has to cover for him. That's where it happens with the second club, with the second half. Also, what I've learned is when I see our rival Saints, I didn't say, just another opponent. This was our rival, and you all came out flat like that. Right. This team held you to no offensive touchdowns
in 8 quarters.
They whoop your behinds, and then you show up and going, "We got this. We're the Falcons."
Excuse me, my bad. My bad. I said something wrong. Kirk Cousins hasn't been able to throw a touchdown in 8 quarters against the Saints.
Exactly. Now we can run the ball finally. And by the way, thank you for letting Bijan get in the end zone because Bijan was cooking. What have I learned? Zach Robinson is going to be the reason why Bijan doesn't get the numbers people think he should get because he'll end up always going back to Kirk. Now, look, I want this team to succeed. I'm not asking for a new GM. I'm not asking for a new this and that and everything else. What I'm saying is if it's not working, fix it. Stop giving us the politics is over. The votes have happened. You can now look at us and say, this coach is straight poop. All right, we'll deal with it. Okay. But nah, we got to have everybody go, well, if we make a move, it's going to look bad. And what will he do in Christmas time? How will he get his food? Trust me, he'll get his food. Jimmy Lake ain't losing no meals. Last time I checked, I think he makes more money than I do, and I'm disabled. So again, spare me on, oh, poor Jimmy Lake. Oh, poor Koo. Koo has been with us for 5 years. I'll kick the 5 years out the window if he can't kick a field goal through the uprights in Denver where the altitude will help you, bro. I'm looking at him going, bye. I don't know where you're going, but you ain't going back to Atlanta. No Magic City for you. Magic City rights have been revoked. We need to start standing on business, people. Koo is no longer allowed in Magic City.
Wow.
Magic City are for winners. And so that's what I've learned, dang it. I'm sick and tired of giving these guys breaks and making them feel like they've done something. They ain't done nothing. I won a Super Bowl. I've had to watch 28-3. I've had to watch announcers make bad jokes on us. And I am still here. So all I'm saying is Radio Raw, I don't want to hear you go, ha ha, kiki. I believe, I can't let go. No, I want you to cut the rope, cut the cord. I got Jerry Gray up here ready to super kick freaking Jimmy Lake out the booth. And I'll tell you, he would. He knows where the bodies are hidden.
Did C-Dub just give Raheem yet another nickname? Radio Raw? God.
Oh, yeah. He does Radio Raw. Then he's ha ha kiki.
Right. So Radio Raheem is a character from Do the Right Thing. That's an old Spike Lee movie.
I know, but it's still like he caught me off guard with that one. I said, "Oh,
he did."
He pulled one out.
The love and hate. Mm-hmm. The love and hate. You know, remember he had the
mm-hmm. Yeah, actually.
Tom.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I'm like, now you got me thinking about old movies.
Hey, it just had to be said.
Hey.
And this is why I will never be invited to a Falcon setting.
Oh, they'll invite you just to kick you out. Like, come on in here, C-Dub. C-Dub be looking like that Homer meme, you know, when he walked in, you know what I'm saying, put his hat down and grabbed his hat and walked right back out.
Hey.
I would definitely be Grandpa.
Hey, fellas, this has been fun. Great time this morning. To everyone in the show who joined us, thank you. Chris, my brother from another A1. If Chris ain't doing your video's not getting done. I can't say it any plainer than that. The guy does phenomenal work. And hey, content creators out there, if Chris ain't doing your work, I'm just saying you need to check your boy out. He is
also got marketing services too for y'all both.
Yeah, man. Yeah, got to get out there. So we're at the segment in the show where we're going to do shout outs. A1 from day one, my brother from another. What you got, man?
Hey, man, you already know. First and foremost, it's cool to vent. It's cool to, get it off your chest. That stress that you can get off, But at the end of the day, this Falcons group, is still in a good position. We still can turn things around. We still can improve. Yep. We got to be optimistic. Why? Because we're Falcon fans. That's what we do. You got to be optimistic about the team. We can be real, though, and say that we do have issues that need to be cleaned up and cleaned up fast. Mm-hmm. We do have, the fact that we are having a better road team this year on our side so far. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can help that, use that to help catapult us against the Denver Broncos. At the end of the day, we still have this Sean Payton guy who's going to try to motivate his guys to win this game. I'm nervous because this is going to be the third time we're going up against a team that has a losing streak. And, so it's been two teams that's been able to get off of their losing streaks against you. I feel like that cannot happen. Those are just little things that just shouldn't happen to you. Mm-hmm. You can't allow that to happen. It's any given Sunday, but you can't allow it to happen because it happened twice and in danger of happening a third time. But ultimately, though, guys, I believe in this team, though. I really believe they're my team. They're my squad. Never going anywhere, rise up forever. But we have to be better, and it starts this week. As far as where you can find me, of course, A1 Forever Sports. That's the platform on YouTube. Please come like, comment, and subscribe. Have a football, basketball, or baseball conversation. Also, on Twitter and Instagram, A1 Forever, and on TikTok, the real A1 Forever. Like I said, man, come on by, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk fellowship, everything, and go Falcons, man. Rise the heck up.
C-Dub, and again, A1, I appreciate you, brother. As always, I thank God for you. I would not be in this business without you, brother. I can't thank you enough. C-Dub, tell me folks where to find you, my G.
All right. C-double 28, C-double-A WTN on Twitter. The C28's on YouTube. Be doing the Beard Gang show where we'll we'll relive the Saints catastrophe, or we'll talk about the Saints and the Falcons that showed up in the second half, and then we'll talk about the Broncos game. So we can actually figure out what the heck we're about to step into with Denver. And honestly, guys, my thing is this: we can vent, and if anything, I just say is you got to keep your head about it. It is football; it's not like the end of the world, but it is. The thing I just don't like is when everybody settles for the mediocrity or everything's fine, everything's okay. You can actually look at it and go, we suck. We got to do better. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it's just something that I've just done. So, and like I said, thank you so much, Terry, for having me on. And big shout out to Ladarius for coming on in a little earlier. And yeah, Beyond Women's Sports, definitely look him up. He posted an article about some wrestling stuff as well as football, so you definitely want to look it up. He does some really good work. It's really good. So I wanted to give him a shout out.
He just knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Chris, drop you and Darius's links in the chat so they can see them.
Will do.
Ronnie, give you shout outs, brother.
You can find me on Talk Your Ish Tuesday nights around 8:00, and you can find me on here Monday morning, early Monday morning.
Haven't had breakfast.
Y'all don't know Ron, so y'all don't know. Trust me, that is funny. Y'all don't know why that's funny, but oh my God. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead. What else you got? Ron, you got shows. C-Dub. Drop it.
I got one more, and that's it.
No,
I'm not on the other ones no more.
You would remember it. You never remember how many shows you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
He actually remembered.
Brothers, Thursday nights around 8:00, and that's it.
Bro, Ron is on. For those of y'all who don't know, Ron is on like 10 damn shows. Okay, so whatever. C-Dub's agent, C-Dub, please drop all.
No, I took that back. I'm not on that many shows no more.
Oh, yeah. So you reduced it. Okay, all right. I hear you.
Yeah. That didn't work.
That at all.
So
I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead. What you got?
So that's it. I mean, thank you to the fans. No, without y'all, we would not be doing this. And like and share the show.
Yep, definitely. So, guys, first and foremost, Chris A1, C-Dub, Ron, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Love sharing the spotlight with y'all. Just love being on shows with y'all. Just love talking Falcons with y'all, man. It's just fun. So I got to thank you guys. I got to thank everyone in the chat who showed up. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us. We cannot thank you enough. I am your host, T. Will. I can be found at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. That's the number 4. My ATL Sports 1, number 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. We typically have shows here Friday evenings around 7. Although we didn't have it because, whatever. Just it's been a tough week. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. And we typically after a Falcons game, let's call it maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then, of course, we have our morning crew with our morning show on Monday mornings, which we are here every Monday morning. So you can find us there. You can also find me at One Time for the Fan on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. And with that being said, guys, hey, I got to thank God. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Thank you for everything you do. Mom, I want to give you a special shout out. I was going through some pictures yesterday, and I saw this really beautiful picture. And, my mom was the one who, before everybody, was with me and said, you should do this podcast and always encouraged me. And she passed away in May. But, Mom, I really miss you. I love you. I can't thank you enough. I take you with me everywhere I go. I will always do that. And hopefully at the end of this whole thing we call life, you can say, son, job well done. With that being said, guys, it was great this morning broadcasting with you all. Guys, let's not give up on our Falcons. They're going to be ups and downs in any season. They're going to be ebbs and flows. They're going to be highs and lows. But at the end of the day, as A1 said, we are all Falcons fans, and we will continue to push forward and do that. And let's do that. And I just got to give my little cousin, my younger cousin, Chucky, cuz we thank you. And I'll start playing QB for Georgia.
Please do.
Oh, wow. Y'all, Charles Henderson, that's my cousin Chucky. We go way, way back. And Chuck is a.
I'll
Chuck
take him.
Chuck is a dude.
Me
But anyway,
too.
hey, thank you. Hey, I'll take him too. Yeah, Carson's been, as my
Ass.
Bodie would say, he's been ass cheeks McGee. But
And you didn't have his car too.
yeah, I don't know.
That'd be your payment.
Yeah, I don't know. But in all seriousness, guys, last shout out, I got to give a shout out as I do every show to Mr. Jack Spade and my brother, Mr. Eric Parker, who gave me a shot in this business. Would not be here without them. And so thank you guys. Hey guys, we will see you Friday. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll see you tomorrow on C-Dub show. C-Dub, we doing it at 5 or 5:30?
5:30 for right now. I might change it to 6. I gotta find out with some people that I want to try to get on, and also try to make sure that the wife ain't going to be aggravated whatever time I do it.
Understood. Hey man, happy wife, happy life. I get it. Well,
Yeah.
hey, either way, it's between 5 and 6 on C-Dub show tomorrow. You'll see C-Dub, you'll see Ronnie Thomas, you'll see myself, you'll see Ladarius, and a host of others. Typically, that's the way they get down on the beard gang. Which I have a beard, so I got a small beard, but whatever. I'm a member of the clique, so there it is. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. And guys, hey man, have a great week. Everybody traveling back from New Orleans, I pray that you guys got back safely. And if you're still traveling, I pray you have a safe arrival. And I pray you guys all have a great week. We will see you on Friday evenings. I'll see you Wednesday. You guys have a great day and a great week. And hey, rise up.
Right. All right.